Anthony Taylor here live in the Upper Cumberland Weather Studio. We're going to launch into continuous coverage at this point. We have no active warnings for our immediate viewing area here in the Upper Cumberland weather area, but we are going to go ahead and jump live into coverage just because we do have some active storms approaching the region right now. Some pretty nasty looking storms up here to the northwest, moving into northwestern portions of Macon County back into Westmoreland and Bethpage. Soon to cross over into northern Trousdale County. None of this is severe right now, but it is pretty strong, so it is something we'll have to keep an eye out for as it moves towards the east. We already had a pretty decent storm cell move across our northern areas. It's finally fizzling out as it moves into eastern Fentress County. Strongest storm right now, though, is this one moving across northern portions of Rutherford County into southern Wilson County. Severe thunderstorm warning in effect for this storm until 6 p.m. Central Time. This is moving towards the east and will be moving into northern Cannon and portions of DeKalb County here before too much longer. So here within the next 30 minutes or so, that storm moving into those areas. So if you're watching in DeKalb County, if you're in Cannon County, heads up, the storm is moving your way. It is strong. Has been producing some pretty gusty winds with this, quarter-size hail also possible. So we'll be watching that one very closely. So for our southern areas, that storm is moving towards you. Everywhere else, not a whole lot going on across the region. Of course, these storms are moving in from the west back towards Nashville. We have some scattered storm cells, nothing particularly turning right now, but we'll have to keep an eye out. A couple of these storms today have wanted to rotate a little bit. There is just a little bit of rotation with these, so we'll have to watch for that very closely. There is a low-wind tornado risk this evening. Of course, tornado watch in effect until 10 p.m. for all areas of the Upper Cumberland. That is the pink shading you see there on your screen, that pinkish light orange, whatever color you want to call that. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and turn that off right now just so it doesn't get in our way. But that is your tornado watch. You can see it in the corner of your screen as well. So we'll clear that off. Oh, there we go. So we'll clear that off and just show the radar here. So strongest storm right now, again, just north of Murfreesboro. I'll give you some details on this warning. This is potential for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hail. The storm's moving towards the east about 40 miles per hour. And I'll show y'all something pretty cool we can do now. This is Radar Omega I'm using, and they came out with an update just today that allows us to do even better storm tracks than we could do before. So I can put a storm track on this towards the east, and this storm is moving along at about 40 miles per hour, so we'll adjust that. This is brand new, so I am kind of using this on the fly for the first time, so we'll play around with this a little bit tonight, but it's still very handy to have these storm tracks. But now we can show that list on screen, and this should be pretty large where y'all can see, so we can go through some estimated times of arrival for these storms. Woodbury at 5:39, Alexandria 5:42. This may go just south of you. Sugar Tree Knob at 5:42, Liberty 5:44, Dowtown 5:46, Smithville 5:56, Midway at 6:01, and Macedonia at 6:20. So those are some estimated times of arrival for this storm cell to your west. Again, no warning right now for DeKalb or Cannon counties, but with this storm, the history it has, being strong and being severe warned for quite a while now, I would not be surprised if we see a continuation of this warning farther east. So pretty nifty tool that we have now there. We've always been able to do storm tracks, but now we can give you a lot better display of those as of today. So pretty cool indeed. Again, strong storms moving into portions of Trousdale and Macon counties. Again, nothing severe here, but we'll watch it in case it strengthens any. Just some torrential rain, maybe a little bit of small hail embedded within this, some brief gusty winds. But again, this is not severe at the moment. This will be moving into areas, again, of northern Trousdale County and western and central Macon County over the next half hour or so. Farther south, just some light rain across Smith County, some light to moderate showers across Wilson County, some heavier activity back across Davidson County into southern Robertson County. None of this is severe, but we'll watch it. There is an advisory for this storm set to expire in about 10 minutes for the storm moving out of Greenbrier. I don't think that advisory will be extended farther east. That storm is weakening. But again, here is your wide view of radar. Again, we'll stay live with these storms. I know a lot of people are out and about. It's Friday evening, a busy evening. I know there's at least a few high school football games that are still going on tonight as planned. So I know Westmoreland, there was a game going on there. I don't know what the status of that one is. I haven't checked. And then Lebanon was also supposed to be playing tonight. Many games were moved to last night, which I think was a very wise decision. I know Smith County is taking on Bledsoe County over in Pikeville. So they may be able to get that game in. It's going to be kind of wait and see right now. My only concern would be, well, I'm especially concerned for those heading home after that game because you'll be driving right into these storms. So that is something to consider with that game. And then I know there's some other games, regional games that are taking place down in the Chattanooga area. Y'all should be fine. Again, same thing with that Smith County, Bledsoe County game. Just be mindful that you might be driving into these storms on your way home. Sarah Lynn Sin says, Macon, Allen County line, we just has really heavy rain and strong wind. Any rotation? No, we're not. This storm is not severe. We'll watch it in case it strengthens any. There are embedded gusty winds with these. Could be some small hail as well. Of course, there is some lightning we're seeing being detected here. In fact, we can go to our one of our newest tower cams in Lafayette and get a good look at this storm. I believe this is, yeah, there's the latest image there. So not a whole lot to see there in Macon County as we see the lightning there on your screen from this storm. Again, this is a live view from Lafayette at our newest Skycam site. We can also take a look from Hermitage Springs. We'll give this a second to load the latest image here as well. This may be the latest image, actually. Oh, there it goes. So, again, not a lot happening in Hermitage Springs, but again, you can see the lightning there in the distance as the storm be moving into the Hermitage Springs area here within the next 30 to 45 minutes. Quite a bit of lightning embedded within this storm, as we can see on radar and then verified with our Skycams there in Lafayette and Hermitage Springs. Again, farther south, strongest storm right now that is severe warned. This is cell moving across northeastern portions of Rutherford County into southern Wilson County. So if you're farther east, if you're in Liberty, down towards Woodbury, just a heads up, this is moving your way. So we are going to be keeping a close eye on this storm. If you don't mind sharing our stream, if you're on Facebook, if you're on YouTube, really appreciate it. So more people are aware that we are live right now. We have no active warnings in our immediate viewing area, but I do anticipate that will likely change, especially with this storm we're watching moving out of Rutherford and Wilson counties. I would anticipate we'll probably see a new warning issued farther east. So we will keep an eye on that storm. If it weakens any, then we may not get a warning, but we'll see. And again, our other storm right now being this one moving into western Macon County. Again, not severe, but is strong. We do have some gusty winds with this right now. So this is kind of a broken, it's not really a line of storms. It's more of a complex with several different clusters of storms. So we'll see if this manages to form into more of a defined line or if it maintains sort of the scattered, clustery mess as we go through the evening hours. But we do remain under a tornado watch regardless until 10 p.m. So for at least the next 3 to 4 hours, we'll be watching for the potential of severe weather. I do think once we get closer to 9, 10 p.m., these storms will be moving south and east of us out of our viewing area with no overnight severe weather worries. So if you're watching in Cookeville, if you're watching in Sparta, we've got probably an hour or two before these storms reach you. It's kind of hard to do a storm track right now because we don't have like one individual cell to look at coming your way, but we could see development west of you. So again, this cell here though in moving into southeastern Wilson County, moving towards DeKalb County, this may impact Sparta in the next probably hour to hour and a half if it remains on its current track. So we'll be watching that one closely. My hope is that this storm we had move across our northern areas, and I'll put radar in motion to show you what radar looked like as that moved through over the last couple of hours. My hope is that maybe this has stabilized the atmosphere at least just a little bit to maybe prevent these storms from becoming too strong north of I-40. I'm not guaranteeing that, but that is at least my hope. Again, we had that strong storm move through earlier. It's now shifting east of Fentress County, moving into Morgan and Scott counties right now. Again, not severe, that storm either. But again, we're just continuing to watch this cell that is moving towards northern portions of Cannon County. That remains under a severe thunderstorm warning until 6 p.m. Weather Service has mentioned that, at least with the latest few radar scans, it does appear to be trending downward just a little bit. Still fairly strong, though, so they are maintaining the severe thunderstorm warning. We'll see if they end up. So as of right now, they're looking to issue an advisory for the storm rather than continuing the warning. So we may have an advisory coming out for this storm for areas to the east. We'll still stay live with it. Again, we're going to stay with continuous coverage just because it's Friday night. We're here. We have the luxury of being able to do that. So that is the plan tonight, is to be here. And we will do just that. Let's take a look at Short Mountain. My brother mentioned got some pretty good imagery right now from the Short Mountain camera, so we'll let this load the latest video feed from Short Mountain just a second. That was a pretty view earlier, and there we go. So quite a bit of lightning, as we can see. This is just north of Woodbury, northern Cannon County. We're looking at this storm. Back to the west, again, you can see all the lightning with this. Just a tremendous amount of lightning with this storm up towards Auburntown and Statesville, back towards Canesville Road in southern Wilson County. And just a crap ton of lightning with this storm. This is, again, moving into DeKalb County. Rain picking up right now in Liberty as this storm begins to encroach upon you. This will be moving towards Smithville. There is a severe thunderstorm warning west of you, but as of right now, the Weather Service has indicated that they are not looking to extend that severe thunderstorm warning for right now. So that is some good news, but it's still a very strong storm. Excuse me. If you saw my post earlier, I just wolfed down some chicken tenders. Shout out to the Jane Reed's Pleasant Shade Cafe for our supper tonight. That hit the spot. I wolfed that down real quick before going live. So still looking at this storm here. Moving towards Lafayette. We'll go to our Lafayette camera. Some lightning with this storm. Rain beginning to pick up in Lafayette right now. Let's see. I think we're froze up here. There we go. While we watch that camera, let me fix something real quick. There we go. All right, so you can see in the corner of your screen, that is radar. I had to tweak that real quick. It wasn't showing the loop like it was supposed to, but now we have it working. So we'll go back to full screen radar though. And again, no warning with that storm, but there is some lightning. Again, very heavy rain moving into Lafayette right now, extending down into southern Trousdale County. Towards Willard, Payne Store, Templo. Again, nothing severe with this, but there may be some brief gusty winds with this, and of course some lightning, and maybe even some small hail embedded within that storm as well. We can see the new advisory the Weather Service has issued here that we mentioned for the storm moving out of Rutherford and Wilson counties. So this is used to be called a significant weather advisory in effect till 6:30 p.m. This is for the wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour and penny-sized hail as the storm continues to move towards the east. So just I'm talking a little bit of a step below a warning with this. So if you're anywhere across DeKalb County, if you're in northern Cannon County, you need to be getting indoors. Until this passes, I wouldn't advise driving out into this. This is not going to be a fun drive at all. Certainly with the lightning risk, you don't want to be outdoors and get struck by lightning with this storm as well. So again, just heads up for those in Smithville. I've looked down at the comments a couple times. Somebody has asked about Murfreesboro several times. Murfreesboro just a little bit outside our immediate viewing area, but you're in this severe thunderstorm warning. It's set to expire, though, in about 30 minutes, and the Weather Service isn't continuing it. You're okay right now. Just be indoors from the lightning threat. Heavy rain just on the north side of Murfreesboro with some heavier storm cells back to your west. We'll have to watch, but right now nothing of an imminent concern for the Murfreesboro area for that person asking. Just a lot of lightning with this storm. We'll go back to Short Mountain, northern Cannon County, as we look at this storm approaching from the west, and just a tremendous amount of lightning with this. With this storm. And while we look at that, I want to draw up a storm track. When we go back to radar. All right, so let's take a look at radar again. I've got a storm track on this storm that's, again, moving through northern Cannon County into western DeKalb County. This will give you some estimated times of arrival for this. So Woodbury at 5:43, Liberty 5:43, Smithville 5:53, Midway 5:58, Darky Springs 6:12, Shady Grove 6:13, Macedonia 6:18, Doyle at 6:19, Sparta at 6:22, and Yankeetown at 6:26. So those are some estimated times of arrival for this storm. Might be a little quick for our eastern areas. We ran this a little quick, but at least in the next 30 minutes or so, this storm will be knocking on your door if you're down in Sparta and getting pretty close. So again, that'll give you some idea for when you can expect that storm to roll through. Farther north, looking again at this storm moving into Lafayette right now, back into Trousdale County, still fairly strong. Again, a lot of heavy rain here. Tremendous amount of lightning occurring with this storm as well, we're seeing. And, of course, some gusty winds embedded, maybe a little bit of small hail embedded here, too. We can look at this from Lafayette again as it is over top of Lafayette right now. Again, we are live right now from the Upper Cumberland Weather Studio. This is what we do when we have storms. We have the luxury of going into continuous coverage, even if there's no active warnings. I will say, if you want to support us, this is what I do for a living now since May. So your support goes a very, very, very long ways. Not just in keeping Upper Cumberland weather going, but again, it is what I do for a living now. So if you want to support us, if you want to screenshot that, come back to it later. Again, it is greatly appreciated. You see in the corner of your screen, those are some of our great partners, local businesses who support us on the Upper Cumberland Weather Channel that streams 24/7 over on YouTube. If you'd like more information on how you can get your business listed there, or if you want that, I got a big space there at the bottom of the screen. We got one spot open for one premier partner for severe weather coverage. So if you're a larger business and that interests you as well, reach out. Or if you're just, maybe you're not a business owner, but you still want to support us, again, there are all the different ways you can do so. Patreon, we will do our October giveaway this weekend. Just been very busy this week, but we do giveaways monthly. We have a movie night coming up on the 15th for our Level 5 supporters here at our studio. We do t-shirts every few months. We got a lot going on there, so if you want to support us there, that option is there for you. Or if you just want to do one-time support, again, those options are there for you as well, along with our local business partners. All of it is greatly appreciated, and again, goes a very long ways and allows me to be here doing what we do no matter the time of day, if it's middle of the night, if it's early in the morning, in the evening on a Friday like this, or if I'm on vacation. I've done that before. We are always here ready to go at a moment's notice. Back to radar, still watching this storm as it moves across central Macon County, now approaching Red Bull and Springs, approaching Hartsville. Here in the next 5 minutes or so, rain's going to pick up. The wind will likely pick up as well. Not severe, but just a pretty stout little storm there. Our heaviest storm moving into western portions of DeKalb County and northern Cannon County, far southeastern Wilson County. Not severe. The Weather Service has issued an advisory for this. It's a step below a warning. And that is moving towards the east about 40 miles per hour. Wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour, and penny-size hail are possible with this storm. Not seeing anything tornadic with it, so that's good news. We do have a tornado watch in effect for the entire region until 10 p.m. Central Time. We'll likely see some counties removed from that before 10 p.m., especially our northwestern areas like this storm here in Macon County. Once we get these storms out of Macon and Trousdale County, that'll likely be it for you for the night. Now, we still got a little ways to go. Got one storm cell here north of Gallatin. In fact, we can look at that from our Skycam site there just north of Gallatin. We'll let this load. That's a pretty picture right there, the leaves changing. Took a little while this year for the leaves to change. Wow, that was a drastic difference there. Went from pretty fall leaves, the cloudy sky, to, wow, coming a frog strangler if I've ever seen one. So very intense storm here. That storm is strengthening too on radar. We'll have to keep an eye on this as it moves towards Trousdale and Macon counties. Might be trying to get his act together just a little bit. While y'all look at that, I'm looking at velocity, not too terribly impressive. Definitely some hail occurring with this. Looks like the Weather Service did put out an advisory for this storm as well. That does include portions of Trousdale County and southwestern Macon County, just southwest of Lafayette. So we'll take a look at that on radar here. We'll switch gears to radar and take a look at this advisory. Moving east about 40 miles per hour, wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour, and penny-sized hail. And I definitely think the hail is the biggest story with this storm as it moves through areas just north of Gallatin. So this is moving towards Bethpage, and will be crossing into northern portions of Trousdale County, north of Highway 25, over into southwestern, Macon County within the next probably 15 to 20 minutes or so. So we'll keep an eye on that storm. A lot of lightning occurring with it as well. This storm cluster over Macon County down to Trousdale County is strengthening a bit, so we'll have to keep an eye on that too, seeing an uptick in lightning. Let's go back to our Lafayette camera as we watch this storm. Again, not warned, but does appear to be strengthening somewhat. As it moves towards the east. You can see some pretty gusty winds there. From our Lafayette Skycam. Very thankful to finally have this view. That was a long-needed view that we needed. Looks like winds have gotten up as high as 20 miles per hour here at our Skycam site over the last minute or so. Maybe a little bit stronger than that. So some gusty winds embedded here, not severe strength winds, but still something we'll keep an eye on. So again, that's the scene from Lafayette. So if you're east of there in Red Bull and Springs, Hermitage Springs, down into maybe northwestern portions of Jackson County, Haydenburg, Gladys, Cub Creek, this is what's moving your way. Same for northern Smith County, Pleasant Shade, Difficult. Again, what we're seeing right there in Lafayette, this same storm is moving your general direction, with another heavier cell just on its heels that has an advisory out for it, uh, in effect until 6:15 p.m. for the potential of penny-sized hail and wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour. Again, as that storm moves towards the east, again at about 40 miles per hour. Back to the southern cell, tremendous amount of lightning occurring here as the storm approaches Smithville, currently impacting areas from Liberty over to Downtown and then over into Smithville. We'll take a look at this from downtown. This is Snows Hill, and again, just not a fun go of it by any means through here right now on this stretch of road from Huron Point south. Again, it's just west of Smithville towards downtown over on Snows Hill at this storm cell we just looked at on radar. We can take another look at Short Mountain again. This is northern Cannon County. The view of this storm. And again, just a tremendous amount of lightning occurring here. Look at this from Smithville. Let this load the latest imagery here. It's not strongest part of the storm, not yet into Smithville. It's just to your west. So we will continue to watch this storm. So that's the current view from Smithville right now. Again, no warning with this, but there is an advisory. And this is a pretty intense storm. Tremendous amount of lightning occurring with this. You want to be indoors right now, even though there is no warning with this. Wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour and penny-sized hail are possible as this moves towards the east. So it is moving right into Smithville. And there's a train of heavy rain following this. So it's going to rain quite a bit here. Still raining very heavily across northern Rutherford County, even back into Williamson County and into southern Wilson County. So quite a bit of heavy rain with this, so that could cause some brief ponding of roadways, maybe some low-lying spots. Could have a couple issues with that as well. Again, no active warnings for anywhere in our viewing area. I want to reiterate that. We just have a couple of these gray polygons. Those are advisories. That's a step below a severe thunderstorm warning for gusty winds and hail. The tornado watch is in effect. Doesn't mean there's an active tornado ongoing. It just means conditions are ripe for severe weather development, and there is potential we could see a couple tornadoes this evening. It's a low-end risk, but it's enough to warrant the watch. That's in effect till 10 p.m. We'll likely see some counties removed from that watch before 10 o'clock, though. I think by 10 o'clock, our severe weather worries will be over with, thankfully. So this isn't going to be an overnight ordeal or anything. Still watching this storm pretty closely here in southeastern Sumner County. It moves towards northern Trousdale County, southwestern Macon County. Pretty strong storm here, showing a pretty decent hail signature. Take a better look at that hail as it approaches Bethpage. So likely coming a pretty good hailstorm there. At least some penny-sized hail with this, possible as it moves towards northern Trousdale County, southwestern Macon County. I know these same areas just had a strong storm roll through, but now you have an even stronger storm back to your west that is trailing it. Speaking of which, this storm now extends from Hartsville up to Red Bull and Springs. Continuing to move towards the east. So if you're in northern Jackson County, if you're in northern Smith County, if you're over into Salina, this storm is moving your direction. Not severe, but it is strong though, producing some gusty winds. Sumner County EMA reports some nickel-sized hail in Sumner County, I'm assuming near Bethpage. So Uh, that's just below quarter size, which quarter size would prompt a severe thunderstorm warning. So we'll see if the Weather Service decides to warn that. It would likely be a hail-driven severe thunderstorm warning if one is issued. We'll look at velocity, though, real quick. Not seeing much in the way of strong winds with this. Maybe some 20 to 30 mile per hour wind gusts embedded within that. Not seeing any signs of rotation. So if that does get warned, it would be for hail potential. The cell further south, we'll look at velocity here as well. See what's going on here. Take a look at this from high top. Even though high top's a little bit far away, but we'll... So, some indication of strong winds here. Don't know if we're quite seeing severe strength winds, but it's still a very strong, intense storm moving into Smithville right now. In fact, let's go back to our... Let's go to our Skycam on the square in Smithville. And again, give this a second to load the latest video feed. It's live right now in Smithville. Just a very strong, intense storm producing torrential rain. The rain will only pick up more as this moves farther east. Maybe some small hail with this. Hail core doesn't really look that impressive, but definitely seeing some very heavy rain with this. Again, as it moves into Smithville, we'll look at our other Smithville camera. That's very close to the square. And looks like DeKalb County EMA may be playing around with this camera. So we'll let's go to the Smithville Airport. Man, I wish it was just tranquil like that right now. That would be nice. But there's the latest imagery from the Smithville Airport of this same storm as it moves in. Again, tremendous amount of lightning with this. Not seeing anything tornadic with this storm. Again, it is not severe warned, so that's good, but still very intense storm moving into Smithville right now. It's really awesome that we have multiple cameras on this storm. Let's take a look from Sparta. Sparta's not doing anything there right now, but the storm is back to your west, so we'll likely see the lightning from our Skycam view here once this loads in. So there's the latest view from Sparta looking back towards the west. And not seeing a whole lot at the moment. You can kind of see the lightning there in the distance. The storm may have to get a little bit closer, though, to get a better view. There we go. So you can see the lightning there in the distance from the storm. Sparta, you still probably have at least another half hour to go before the storm reaches you. Back to radar again with this heavy storm over Smithville. Tremendous amount of lightning with this storm, so you want to be indoors as that rolls through. Heavy storms extending across portions of eastern Macon County, now moving into western Clay County, back into eastern Trousdale County. Not severe, but we're watching it, though, in case it strengthens any. Another strong storm over Bethpage in southeastern Sumner County, moving towards northern portions of Trousdale County, southwestern Macon County. Producing some hail over Bethpage, maybe some penny to nickel size hail here. We will see what the Weather Service decides to do with that. That hail core becomes more intense if they put a warning on that, but so far we're not seeing that. So one of you reported a power outage in Smithville. Let's go back to our Smithville camera. Let's look at the one on the square again as we watch this storm move overhead. Most intense portion of the storm over top of Smithville right now as we speak. Wind's pretty gusty with this. Has some 20-mile-per-hour gusts at the airport. Just looking at a couple things over here. It's a very intense train of storms extending from Smithville back into Murfreesboro. And we'll show you that on. I think a growing concern with this as we go over the next probably hour or so will be the potential for ponding of water on roadways, because this storm is really just training along the same areas. So Smithville, you're on the leading edge of this right now as it moves in the eastern portions of DeKalb County, but even back to the west, so just a tremendous amount of rain. Also a lot of lightning still occurring back into Murfreesboro. So it may be raining for quite a while. So central and southern portions of DeKalb County and the far northern Cannon County, maybe even back into northeastern Rutherford County, definitely have some concern for at least some ponding of water on roadways, just with all the heavy rain that's occurring here. Still seeing signs of hail here in Bethpage. The storm moves into northern Trousdale County, southwestern Macon County. So Lafayette, Hartsville, this is moving your direction and points in between. Beach Hill, Beech Grove, Pleasant Valley, Halltown, again, all in the path of this storm. It's moving towards the east at about 40 miles per hour, and another cell out ahead of that one that's already rolled through many of these same areas, extending up into Red Bowling Springs, Hermitage Springs. Soon to move into Whitleyville, Haydenburg. You're all getting some light rain right now, but intense storm back to your west. Not severe warning, but we're watching it though, in case it intensifies any. And I got some heavier rain here west of Lebanon. This will be moving into Smith County here soon. We'll see if that intensifies any, but right now, nothing too concerning there. We'll just keep an eye on it as it moves towards the east. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens with all these storms. Again, it's kind of a disorganized mess. We don't really have a line of storms per se, just several individual clusters. They're all strong in their own right, though. They all move towards the east. Do appreciate all of you tuning in, though, tonight as we ramble along through these storms. Haven't had a whole lot in the way of storm activity over the last several months, at least anything worth covering. We did go live while I was at the tail end of my vacation back in October. Went live from Destin for about 15 minutes. We had no warnings, but I was ready to go that night in case we did, and I think we've gone live a couple of times over the last few months. But it's not been very often, though, and even during the summer, we didn't really have much to go live for. So, but we're here ready to go, no matter the time of day where I am. Crystal, it's hitting the areas you see on radar here. That's the best way I know how to put it. It's hitting parts of Macon County, Clay County, Trousdale County. It's hitting DeKalb County, Cannon County. You got some light rain in other areas. So it's just kind of, like I said, it's disorganized. The individual storms themselves are pretty organized, but we're not looking at a line of storms necessarily. So, and again, all this activity is moving towards the east. So if you're in Jamestown, Livingston, if you're in Crossville, Spencer, McMinnville, you will get a piece of this eventually. It just may be an hour or two before storms arrive to your location, depending on where you're at. And again, it's kind of hard to tell with those ETAs right now, again, when we don't have a line of storms. We just have these individual clusters. So we just kind of have to play it by ear as they continue to move towards the east, mostly just on the areas just ahead of the storms, like northern Smith County, northern Jackson County, over into Salina and Dale Hollow Lake. Those are all in the path of this storm cluster here. And then this storm moving out of Sumner County into northern Trousdale County, southwestern Macon County. Lafayette, Hartsville. This will be impacting you here soon with the potential for some hail. And again, this very intense storm here over top of central and southern DeKalb County, just putting down a tremendous amount of rain, tremendous amount of lightning with this storm. So people mentioning their lights are blinking. I've heard of power going out. That this is why. Very intense storm, and it's mostly the lightning that's really the most intense thing with this. We got some gusty winds here, but lightning has just been very, very, very intense with this. So we're just going to continue to watch that as it moves towards the east. We can look at our cameras again. We'll go back to, let's look at the Smithville Airport camera. Just a very, very heavy storm here in Smithville. Just the crap ton of lightning, like I mentioned, tremendous amount. Heavy rain, some gusty winds. Just not a good time at all right now with this. Another report of nickel-sized hail back in Bethpage, that's southeastern Sumner County. Let's go back to Lafayette. Lafayette are kind of in a lull right now, but you have that strong storm back to your west that's approaching you, and another strong storm back to your east that just moved through earlier. So you can see things have calmed down just a little bit in Lafayette, but you got another heavy cell moving your way here momentarily. So you're kind of in between storms right now. Hermitage Springs, go back to that camera again. You can see the lightning earlier. We'll let this catch up to real time. Storming pretty good over Hermitage Springs right now. As you can see, there is some lightning with this storm. Some heavy rain occurring here as well. Take a look at another view here. This is Rock City, west of Carthage in Smith County. When this loads the latest image, we're looking back towards the west, towards Lebanon, at the cell back that way. Nothing of real concern back that way. A little bit of lightning with this, but we'll watch it though in case it strengthens any. We can look at Lebanon as well as that storm rolls through. And there's the latest image from Lebanon. It's just some moderate to heavy rain right now in Lebanon right now, but even the wind doesn't seem to be too bad with that storm. So hopefully that storm doesn't intensify much, but we'll keep an eye on it as it moves towards the east. Here's your broad view of radar though, and you can see the latest scan coming in now. Sparta, this storm is getting pretty close to you, so it is making some advancement towards the east. So if you're in Sparta here in the next probably 10 minutes or so, this storm will be to you. So it is moving on along. There in Sparta, we'll go to our Skycam site in Sparta. Take a look at that storm. Not currently in Sparta yet, but we're watching it closely. Something of interest I do want to look at on radar is back in north or western Cannon County. The notch here, and looking at the velocity, it looks like we might have a little bit of rotation trying to form here northwest of Woodbury. Although that is not perfectly aligned with that reflectivity. We'll keep an eye on that as it moves towards. Might be trying to do something a little nefarious there, so we'll keep an eye on it as it moves towards the east. So if you're in northern Cannon County, north of Woodbury, if you're in southern DeKalb County, we're going to keep an eye on that for you. Again, not tornadic, but we'll watch it in case it tries to become something more than it is right now. We can take a look at it from camera. There's quite a bit of lightning still with this storm, so it will likely be illuminated. Kind of hard to tell from that view. Just have to keep an eye on that one. So we're looking live right now from Short Mountain. This is northeast of Woodbury. We're looking back towards the west, the storm that's approaching. Maybe trying to rotate just a little bit. We can see on radar. So that's why we're watching this live view in case we notice anything here. Samantha says Carthage, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. We're not talking about Carthage right now because Carthage is fine. There is some rain back towards Lebanon, but nothing of concern right now. So we'll keep tabs on this one. This will actually move very near this camera site. So let's go back to radar though. And I will continue to, again, keep tabs on that storm as it moves towards the east. Weather Service has not said anything about it yet, and I know they're watching it. So we'll keep an eye on that one though. This same storm extends farther east though into Smithville. Still raining very hard in Smithville right now. A lot of lightning occurring as well. As the storm now moves into western portions of White County, soon to move into Sparta and areas towards the south. Another one of our newer Skycam sites is down towards Doyle, just a little bit south of Sparta. So we can take a look at the view from there. And you can see the lightning there illuminating the sky back to the west. But not a whole lot else to see from that view. We'll go back to Sparta as the storm is just about to roll into Sparta. Light rain's likely coming down right now in Sparta. If y'all will do me a favor and share this stream if you're on Facebook, if you're on X, if you don't mind reposting it, if you're on YouTube, sharing it out, it is greatly appreciated. Again, we have no active warnings, but you never know. We could get one, though, and certainly with the tornado watch in effect, we just want everyone to be aware of what's happening this evening, as things could change quickly. And we are doing our best to deliver top-notch coverage to areas of the Upper Cumberland, as we always do during severe weather. Thankfully, no active warnings, but we still have some pretty heavy storm cells out there right now. Mostly across our northern portions of the area and southern portions of the area. So if you're along I-40, really not a whole lot happening right now. Just a few patches of light rain from Gornsville to Cookeville. That's about it. But if you're up into Macon County, you've had some pretty rowdy storms over the last hour or so. And if you're farther south into DeKalb County, it's been pretty rowdy for a while now. Take another look at this storm here in northern Cannon County. Take a look at velocity and see if we have a little bit of rotation occurring here just north of Woodbury. So we'll watch that one closely. Look at our Short mountain camera again as that storm approaches. Reflectivity view doesn't look as imposing as it did earlier. We'll still keep a close eye on this one though. A lot of scud with this. And again, with the big nighttime, it's going to be hard to tell anything. But we'll still keep a close eye on this one though as it moves towards the east. Again, we're looking from Short Mountain, northern Cannon County, back to the west towards this approaching storm that is showing at least some signs of at least some weak rotation. No tornado warning with it, but we'll keep an eye on it since we do have a live camera view here. There's no sense in at least not looking at it in real time. Got a lot of lightning illuminating this storm as well. I am seeing lots of scud clouds. Those aren't anything to be concerned about. We're just watching to see if we see any signs of, well, really anything concerning, but I'm not seeing anything right now that's really standing out to me, at least in the brief glimpses we get from lightning. But again, that's the view there from Short Mountain. And this will be moving right over top of this camera site in a matter of just a couple of minutes. So we're going to stay live with this for just a little bit longer as it gets closer. Meanwhile, I'm watching radar. I do still see some signs of rotation with this. Pretty weak rotation, though. So I would be surprised if this was trying to produce anything right now, but still worth watching as it moves overhead. And what you're seeing there being illuminated, those are scud clouds. So that's not really anything to be concerned about. Of course, got a big rain curtain just about to move in to this area as well. It's already starting to rain a bit here. Real quick, I'll throw radar back on real quick so y'all can see this. So camera site's right in here, and it's about to come a big time downpour there. As of right now, I'm not too terribly concerned about this storm. A lot of lightning embedded, though. Tremendous amount of lightning. I wish we had audio on these cameras. I'd love to pop that on and hear the thunder from it. I can only imagine the storm is very, very loud right now. Weather Service is monitoring this storm as they do see it strengthening a bit. They didn't mention anything about rotation, but they do note that it is strengthening. So we'll see what happens as it continues to move towards the east. Very intense storm, though. And you can see that big, heavy rain curtain taking over. Soon won't be able to see anything from this view here in just a matter of seconds, but thought I would pull that up though while we could at least try to see something. But again, that heavy rain is kind of ominously taking over right now as it moves up the mountain there. So we will go back to radar though. Again, not seeing anything too concerning with that storm right now. Heavy rain extending from northern Cannon County on through central DeKalb County. Again, watch for some ponding on roadways here. If you're in Smithville, it's been raining heavily for a while now, and it'll continue for at least the better part of the next half hour or so. And now that heavy rain's extending into Sparta. So we can take a look at our Sparta sky cam. Still no warnings in effect right now. We do have a tornado watch in effect until 10 p.m. for all areas of the Upper Cumberland, but again, no warnings right now. We do have some strong storms out there, though, and we're just live right now because these are pretty intense. And we're focusing on these southern storms because they're our strongest at the moment. So if you're wondering about other areas, it's why this has been my focus. But if we zoom out on radar and we go farther north, we do have some stronger storms here across northern Trousdale County, back up into Lafayette, extending up towards Salina and northern portions of Smith and Jackson counties. These storms have weakened a bit, so that's some good news. We'll see if that stays the case or if they try to strengthen any, but as of right now, they are not anything to be too terribly concerned about. Also, some heavy rain here just south of Lebanon, up the Tucker's Crossroads, is moving into New Middleton and Gornsville here pretty soon, with some light showers extending up into Carthage. Again, nothing to worry about here. Cookeville, again, not really much of concern here right now. We're back to your west, but we'll keep an eye on things. Still some heavier cells back here west of Nashville even, here northern Hickman County up in the Dixon County. That all has to move this way too, so we'll see what happens over the next few hours. I do think for our northwestern areas, like Lafayette, Hartsville, your severe threat should come to an end here pretty soon. But for areas farther south and east, though, we still got a few more hours to go before we can give any all clears. I do think by 10 p.m., once that watch expires, that should be it as far as our severe weather threat goes for the night. Since we have no warnings, I'll pull this back up again. I cannot do this without your support. We are 100% community supported. This is what I do for a living now. I'm here anytime, day, night, I'm on vacation, whatever. I am here ready to go. So if you want to support us, again, there are all the different ways you can do so. We have one-time methods like PayPal, Venmo, Cash App. We also have our Patreon for those who want to do recurring monthly support. And a lot of perks with that too. We do monthly giveaways, which our October giveaway, we're a little behind on. I want to do that one this weekend. Just been pretty busy here recently, since Halloween really, but we'll get that giveaway out there this weekend. And then we also have our movie night. That's every other month thing that we're doing. Our first one's coming up here next Saturday night on the 15th for our level 5 supporters. And again, we're doing those every other month. And then we have t-shirts we give out every few months. So a lot going on there if you want to support us monthly, or if you have a local business, which is our primary vehicle of support. Really and truly, Upper Cumberland weather is one of the best marketing opportunities in this region. So if you want to take advantage of that and you have a local business, again, please do reach out to us. We will get back with you over the next couple of days, and would love to grow the number of businesses supporting us for sure. And that space there you see at the bottom of your screen, that's a premier partnership. That's just for one business. Whoever's a larger business and has the marketing budget and they want to see their branding there at the bottom of the screen during severe weather coverage, by all means, reach out to us and we will make it happen. We have other premier opportunities available as well. A lot of different things going on, but if you want to support us, again, there are all the different ways you can do so. Back to radar again. Raining very heavily still across central and southern DeKalb County, back into central White County. Still quite a bit of lightning with these storms. Not severe, but still strong, though. We're watching them closely. The storm here over central and northern Cannon County was showing some signs of at least a little bit of weak rotation. That's weakened even more so, though, so not too worried about that right now. Still a very intense storm, though, moving across, again, central Cannon County back into Woodbury, and that is sliding into southern portions of DeKalb County. Warren County, we've been pretty quiet here, but that will change. All this activity is moving your way as well. So Warren and Van Buren counties, your turn is coming. Got some intense storms to your north and northwest. And again, this will be moving in to your vicinity soon. Crossville, all this activity back to your west, likely moving your way too. So we'll have to watch this for you. Cookeville, Gordonsville, Baxter, Monterey, not a lot going on here. Just some light rain and really not a lot back to your west. We'll see if radar fills in any. But as of right now, nothing really heading your way, so that's some good news. Still some stronger storms back from along Highway 231, western Trousdale County, up to the southern Macon County, up into Lafayette. Another heavier cell here north of Whitleyville, extending up in Salina. Nothing severe here, maybe some small hail embedded, some gusty winds, a bit of lightning, and of course torrential rain. That's about it with those storms. Christy says it's lightning in Livingston. We do have some rain moving through. Yeah, we do have a shower here. We can look at our Skycam site up in Allens, just north of Livingston, one of our newest Skycam sites. And won't see much here, but we can likely see some of the lightning here with this storm. I think most of the lightning we'll see here will be off in the distance from the storm back in Jackson and Clay counties, but we do have at least a few strikes that have been detected near Livingston. So, again, nothing too intense here. Just thought we would pull up that view, though, since we haven't. We can also look at Rickman, southwestern Overton County, just south of Livingston. Not a lot happening in Rickman right now as we wait for the latest imagery to load, but there's your live view from there. We can go look at Cookeville. We might actually have a pretty good view from Cookeville right now because this camera is facing south towards those storms in DeKalb and White County. So we may see a pretty good view here of all the lightning whenever this catches up to real time. We'll give this a second to load the latest video feed here in Cookeville. Come on. Well, it'll get there eventually. For some reason that one's wanting to be a little bit more stubborn. Well, let's go back to radar again. We can look at it from radar and see all the lightning being detected with this storm. Again, Smithville, I do have some concern for maybe some ponding of roadways here where we've seen so much heavy rain. So definitely watch out if you have to head out and about. Pop Bear on Facebook says, can Southern DeKalb breathe? Well, not yet. Soon you can. Only thing is, these storms here, you know, in DeKalb County, White County, when these move through, that may not be it. We still have some storms back to your west, out ahead of the cold front. So we're not quite done. As we're seeing farther north here from Hartsville, Lafayette, Whitleyville, still storming pretty strongly up this way. But as we get deeper into the evening, though, our severe threats should diminish. And I think by 9, 10 o'clock, we should probably be done at that point. Thank you to Carissa on Venmo. You may want your last name not blasted out there, but thank you for the donation. It is greatly appreciated. Looking at some of your comments now. Destiny says, time estimate for southern Cumberland County. We can probably do that. We'll try to put a storm track on this. It's going to be a little rough, though. But we'll put a storm track on these storms and give you some estimated times of arrival. So Pleasant Hill 6:30, which it's already, raining there, but the heavier activity 6:30. Midway 6:35, Crossville 6:43, Bowman 6:46, Bowling 6:50, Fairfield Glade at 6:55, Crab Orchard at 6:56, and Ozone at 7:02, and all of those times are central. This is a mesoscale discussion from the Storm Prediction Center. This was released about 10 minutes ago. Just going to read over this real quick. So, just discussing maintaining the at least low end risk of severe weather this evening. So the potential is still there for damaging winds, maybe an isolated tornado. Still can't rule that out with these storms. Allie asked about Livingston. Livingston is just some rain for you right now. Well, it's kind of messy back to your west. These storms aren't very well organized, so it's really difficult to give any sort of ETA on those, but we'll watch them as they move your way. Probably not going to be too much to be concerned about with these, but we'll, again, keep an eye on them, though, in case they grow into something more significant. Strongest storms right now, again, extending from northern Warren County back into Woodbury, then up into Smithville. Smithville's finally going to start calming down here in just a matter of a few minutes. The heavy rain's going to shut off. We'll have some light rain to follow, and then you'll get a very well-needed break from that. Cannot say the same for Sparta, though. Got heavy rain all around central White County, and that will continue for at least a little while. That is sliding towards Crossville. Nothing severe with this, though, but still pretty strong. Our strongest storms right now extend from eastern DeKalb County into northern Warren County, back into southern and eastern Cannon County. This is moving towards McMinnville and Spencer, so just heads up for y'all. Still have not had any warnings issued for any part of our immediate viewing area. So maybe we'll get lucky and that will continue to be the case, but still some very strong storms regardless. We're continuing to watch. No new information from the National Weather Service, so that's good. Again, a lot of you asked about different communities. Again, it's kind of hard to give ETAs with this, like I've said several times now. With these storms not being organized like along a line or anything. We're not looking at that sort of situation this evening. These are individual clusters. The strongest, again, being here across Cannon and DeKalb counties over into White County. That one is drifting towards the east. So if you're from McMinnville to Spencer up into Crossville, you will all be getting a piece of that. Nothing severe with it right now, but it's still pretty intense. And then farther north, just a lot of rain and some embedded lightning here. I got a heavier cell moving into New Middleton, Brush Creek here in southwestern Smith County. That's moving towards Gordonsville. Not severe, though. And a heavier activity again here in Hartsville up into southern Macon County. Might be a little small hail embedded here, some gusty winds. But again, nothing severe. Another heavier cell here northeast of Whitleyville. Moving into southern portions of Clay County. Got another pretty stout storm here north of Byrdstown up in Albany, Kentucky, just out of our viewing area. So if you're in Byrdstown, you're likely hearing quite a bit of thunder and seeing the lightning from that storm just to your north. But again, nothing severe right now as far as any warnings in effect. We do have a tornado watch that remains in effect until 10 p.m. Is that right, Daryl? Daryl says he thinks today is the anniversary of the tornado that came through Cumberland County Unfortunately, killed 4 people back in 2002. I remember that night. I was young, but I do remember it. Let's see. I'm going to look that up now. I don't know the exact date of that tornado. Let's see. What is today? Today is the 7th. I believe that was on... looks like that was on the 10th. Again, I should really know this. Yeah, I believe that was on November 10th. So we're close. We're close to that anniversary. Hopefully we don't have any sort of repeat of that. I don't think we're going to have to deal with any kind of repeat of that tonight with this kind of environment we're in, but can't rule out an isolated tornado this evening, but the threat's pretty low overall. Even with the tornado watch in effect, these storms just haven't really evolved like we were thinking they might. Again, a lot of nuance. Still some pretty intense storms, though, regardless. A lot of heavy rain, lightning, pockets of gusty winds, pockets of hail, but again, nothing that has been strong enough to prompt a warning to this point. So we're just kind of hanging out right now. Yeah, Veterans Day 2002. A couple of you have asked about our app. I actually spoke with the developer today. It's been on hold for just a little bit. They've had several other projects they've had to work on, but that work is picking back up. So hopefully it'll be out soon. There may be some, or will be some additional features added to it, though, than what we showed off. So it'll be an even better app than we were initially planning. It's just going to be maybe a little bit longer on that. We'll put out more information on that once it's ready to go and available, but just hang tight a bit. It is coming. It's just, again, I got a little bit ahead of the schedule putting out the announcement on that. At that time, like we were going to get it out in August, but then things got delayed a bit. But it's all going to be for the better at the end of the day. So if you're curious what I'm using now, this is Radar Omega, and it's awesome. They actually just released an update today. Those storm tracks I was showing you, but you can draw those within this app, and just very, very great tool set here, especially if you're a weather enthusiast or meteorologist or whatever. Great to have. You can view all of our sky cams in this app as well. So still looking around, just not seeing anything too terribly concerning at the moment, but we're going to continue to watch these storms as they move along. Again, no active warnings right now, so we're just kind of hanging out. The thing is, knowing my luck, if I were to sign off, excuse me, those chicken tenders trying to come back up. If I were to sign off from coverage now, it'd be my luck will get a warning. So as much as I would consider maybe taking a break right now, since we have no active warnings, we're just going to stay live right now. Again, we can handle these storms. They're not anything too intense, but still pretty strong, though, if you're underneath one, especially there in northern Warren County, back into White County, eastern DeKalb County. Still storming pretty hard in those areas right now. So we'll still got a ways to go. These storms back up towards Lafayette, Red Bull, and Springs continue to pulse up and down. They'll become strong and then they'll weaken. They'll become strong again, then they'll weaken. So they haven't really made up their mind on what they want to do. Haven't become strong enough for a warning, but we'll continue to watch them. And a similar story here. As these storms approach McMinnville and Spencer. McMinnville, we could probably hear the thunder from this storm. In fact, we can pull up our McMinnville Skycam. Millie on YouTube says, no, please don't go jinxing anything right now. Uh, Tell you what, these chairs are comfortable until a certain point, and then my rear end gets to hurting. Looks like we lost that view temporarily, so let's go back to radar. We'll look at our velocity, see if we see any signs of rotation. No tornado warnings have been issued anywhere in Middle Tennessee this evening, so that's some good news. And not really seeing any signs of rotation. So that's also good. Right now, these are some strong storms, but they're not severe. So we hope they stay that way. You can kind of see the back end, though, of all this activity. We'll point this out to y'all. So here's kind of the back edge of everything, extending from Red Bowling Springs to Lafayette back into Nashville, Fairview. Behind this, all clear, as my mouth does something kind of weird there. So once this back edge moves through the region, that'll be it for the night. So if you're in northwestern Macon County, if you're in northwestern Trousdale County, still some light showers, but your severe threat, I'm pretty confident in saying, has ended. But I can't say the same for anywhere else yet. That being said, areas like Cookeville, Livingston, Jamestown, y'all have benefited from these light showers that have been around. You know, we still have some heavier cells back to the west. They just really haven't been able to get their act together. So the atmosphere here is a little bit more stable. Just volatile enough to sustain these ups and maybe pose a little bit of a small hail threat. And we could see one of these cells try to tick upward, but right now just not seeing anything imminent here from I-40 and points north. So if you're along I-40, not counting Cumberland County, but if you're like in Putnam County, Smith County, or points north, I'm not too terribly worried about these areas. I'm not ruling out anything, but I feel okay about these areas right now. And certainly your severe threat, especially the farther northwest you are, will end first, as it's slowly but surely coming to an end for Macon and Trousdale counties. But farther south, still some heavier storms, now approaching McMinnville, still moving through Sparta right now, knocking on the door of Crossville. Not severe, not really as intense as they were earlier. High Top, Alabama radar site does suggest these storms might be a little stronger than we can see from the Nashville radar site, especially up here in northwestern Warren County over towards Davenport, approaching Centertown, moving to McMinnville. So we'll keep an eye on this. Just poking around at our velocities, taking a look at different things here. Been monitoring the Weather Service chat. Haven't really seen anything reported there. Mellow Y3D on YouTube says, appreciate you, my dude. Been watching since you were daisy chaining extension cords. We'll check back later. Yeah. Yeah, ooh. We won't talk about the bedroom setup I had before the studio here. It would have been an electrician's nightmare. We had to have our house has got an HVAC system, but that room, because of our computer towers, got so hot. It's a 100 square foot spare bedroom. I had to have a window unit, but those computers were pulling so much power that the breaker couldn't handle it. So I had to run an extension cord to another room to power a window unit air conditioner. It just was not a safe, good setup at all. We made it work there for about a year, but yeah, we got a lot better setup here now. Really, we're just hanging out right now. For those watching, we have no active warnings, but we're here in case something does pop. Again, these strong storms rolling through, mostly across our southern areas, but also some stronger storms across the north. Just two different areas of strong storm activity. We're staying live as these roll through. Again, it's a Friday evening, a lot of people out and about. I will say, I know the Smith County Owls are at Bledsoe County over in Pikeville. These storms are moving your way. I'm assuming that game is underway. If it kicked off, I'm not sure what time kickoff is. It may have already kicked off, but these storms may impact that game before it has time to end. So just a heads up. And the risk of severe weather does extend down that way. Pikeville, Bledsoe County are in the tornado watch. So again, we're keeping a close eye out as these storms again continue to move south and east. Eliza asked about Overton County a couple of times. Looks like Overton County's okay right now. You got some heavier rain to your north, north of Livingston back towards Allens. Some lightning being detected, but again, nothing severe. These storms here in Macon County and northern Jackson, southwestern Clay County, they just don't want to quit. They keep pulsing up and down. They want to be something so bad. So tremendous or a torrential rain occurring here near Russell Hill, back into Lafayette, over in North Springs, there along the Jackson-Clay County line. Could be some small hail there too, but again, nothing severe. But we'll watch it though. Good news is the Weather Service is watching all this, and they haven't had an update in quite a while, so that's always some good news. I think if we had anything significant happen, it would be across our southern areas. Again, not saying it will happen, but this would be the most likely area, just because we haven't already had storms down this way. So the atmosphere is a little bit more untapped down this way. But thermodynamics just aren't quite as rich down here as they were farther north and west. So we'll see what happens as they continue to move south and east. We could see an uptick, and then again, these storms could just remain strong but sub-severe. It's kind of up in the air right now. And then, of course, still watching our northwestern areas. The stronger storm cells, but nothing severe as well. Jag Works on YouTube says, when does Super Chat open for you? That's exclusive to YouTube. I need to set that up. I think I can set that up now. I just haven't really looked into it. We don't go live enough. I should set it up, but I just, and we have our live 24/7 channel there too. So I guess I really should get that set up. But we have, again, multiple other ways folks can support us. And again, there are all those different methods. We also have Facebook subscriptions too. I don't have that listed. The biggest thing with Facebook subscriptions, if you sign up for one of those, make sure you do it on a web browser, like on your computer or maybe even on your phone. Just don't do it like in the app if you're on like an Android device, if you're on an iPhone, because Apple and Google both keep, I think, about 30% of that. It's only $5, but they keep 30% of that $5. So for reasons I don't understand. So if you want to make sure the majority, comes to Upper Cumberland Weather, because you're not donating to Google, you're not donating to Apple, you're donating to Upper Cumberland Weather, these other methods are way better. So those are the different options there. Of course, you have a local business too. You can see there in the corner of your screen, those are our local business partners. You can see their advertisements on the Upper Cumberland Weather channel that streams 24/7 on YouTube and on the Hub Plus Roku app. Some of them have commercials, like real deal, TV commercials like you see on TV. because it is a TV channel. It's just online. And then we have other opportunities outside of that too, including there at the bottom of your screen there. Incredible marketing opportunities with us in 2026. Well, one of those happens to be that spot at the bottom of your screen there, for a big business who, wants to really go the extra mile and help us achieve some of our big time goals with Upper Cumberland weather. We have a spot there for our severe weather coverage too. So a lot of different options. Our SkyCam network, more than 3 dozen sites all across the Upper Cumberland. That is also an option. It's currently just known as our live SkyCam network, but that's also open too. So if you want it to be your business SkyCam network, I got it open for one business, if that interests you. So a lot of different options there as we look live from Cookeville. Just some light rain occurring in Cookeville right now. Heavier storm activity is to your south. Try to pull up McMinnville again, see if we can get that view to load, as we do have some heavier storms approaching from the west. Again, nothing severe here, but we're continuing to watch it though in case we see any strengthening. Heavy rain has finally come to an end in Smithville. There is some rain and storms back to your west that will likely move through here in the next hour or two, but you're going to get at least somewhat of a break in Smithville. So any minor flooding issues we might have had should hopefully have some time to subside before that additional rain gets there. So a lot of you watching tonight, even though we're not, looking at any active warnings. So I appreciate all of you tuning in and riding out these storms with us this evening. Again, very thankful we've not had any warnings. Knock on wood. This is some kind of thin wood here, so I can knock on that. Hopefully it stays that way. Tornado watch does remain in effect until 10 p.m., so we'll see. Do still have some time for these storms to potentially get their act together and become stronger, but as of right now, we haven't seen that. Again, we were under a level 2 out of 5 risk of severe weather today, a slight risk of severe weather, with damaging winds being the primary concern, but still a lower end threat overall. We've certainly seen some pretty strong storms. Anyone who's been underneath one of these storms will probably attest to the fact they've been strong. We just haven't had that complete severe component with them yet, and we hope it stays that way. These storms up in Macon County still strong. Up here in Red Bowling Springs, down towards Russell Hill, riding along the Jackson County, Clay County line. Some lightning embedded there, likely some small hail, torrential rains. Smith County, it's a lot of scattered light to moderate shower activity. Some heavier showers back towards Dixon Springs, Hiawassee Road area. But nothing remotely severe. I think the severe threat has probably ended now for Lafayette and Hartsville. So y'all are good to go at this point. I would suspect you will probably be dropped from the tornado watch at some point here in the next hour or so. I imagine the Weather Service will start clearing some more counties watch. You probably won't be on this next list of counties cleared from the watch, but you will be probably the list after that. But farther south and east, we do maintain that watch till 10 p.m. We're not quite done yet. I don't think our severe threat's going to persist until 10 o'clock, at least for most of us. We should be done before then. But we are just hanging out. Millie says, hit the thumbs up for Anthony, y'all. I appreciate it. Over on YouTube, Facebook, X, no matter where you're watching, it is all greatly appreciated. Taking a look at Cumberland County. Some moderate shower activity. Heavier showers here south of Pleasant Hill, between Pleasant Hill and Midway. Seeing some lightning embedded here too. Moving east This will ride towards Crossville and along I-40, Crab Orchard to Ozone. Nothing severe here, but keeping an eye on it, though, in case any of this strengthens. Again, still can't totally rule out severe weather anywhere across our region, even farther north. The only areas I can pretty much give an all clear to would be Hartsville and Lafayette and points northwest of you. The severe threat has ended for you at this point. Storm pretty strong here as it approaches McMinnville. So continue to watch this one, as we are the others. So quite a bit of lightning being detected here. Katie on YouTube asked, do you have a GoFundMe page? Not right now. We did have one set up for our studio build out, but that is no longer in place. But we do have other methods of supporting us. I'll throw this on screen again if you want to take a screenshot of that, or if you're watching on TV, want to take a picture, all the different ways you can support us, along with Facebook subscriptions. But again, Google and Apple take 30% of those, even though it's only $5, but they take 30% of that $5. So what is that, about $1.50 they take of your donation, and you're not donating to Google or Apple. Now, if you subscribe on a web browser, I think that does work differently, and I do get 100% of that, or close to. I don't think Facebook takes much of that, if anything. But certainly those who subscribe through an Apple or Android device, those platforms get a cut for whatever reason. Shelby says, coming down pretty hard in McMinnville. It's just now starting in McMinnville, northwest of you, where the heavier activity is right now. So conditions will only deteriorate over the next 5 to 10 minutes for downtown McMinnville. Still a pretty strong storm. Strong storms extending up into southern White County. Sparta, you should be calming down here pretty soon. If Hurricane Hallie wants a sucker, she needs to go sit down. You can probably hear her over there, other side of the room. They're hanging out with us tonight. Look at Doyle here, south of Sparta, one of our nearest Skycam sites. The heavy rain moving through right now. Some lightning still with us. These storms have weakened a bit. They're still strong, but they're a little bit weaker than they were when they were back over into Cobb County, Cannon County area. So we hope that trend continues. But we will continue watching, though, regardless. Tell you what we'll do. I'm going to put a storm track on these storms, and this is just kind of a general estimate here. Again, I don't know what the status of the Smith County Bledsoe County game is. Y'all have to let me know in the comments if anybody's there watching us live, or if you've been on Facebook and seen. I think they're still playing that game, though. But we're going to put an ETA on all this because this is moving in the general direction of Pikeville. So we'll pull up this list. Now these are, well, Central and Eastern times. Well, how about that? This is a pretty cool update from Radar Omega. So Spencer at 6:53, Village and Indian Rock Lake at 7:12, Pikeville 7:16 Central, Crab Orchard 7:37, Spring City. We're getting into Eastern time now. 8:38, Rockwood at 8:52, Kingston at 9:06. Again, those are Eastern time. Pikeville ETA may be a little fast, but still within the next probably 30 to 45 minutes, these may be getting close to knocking on your door. At least the lightning threat will be pretty close by. So again, just heads up for anyone at that game, and certainly be careful heading home if you're at that game, because you will be driving into these storms most likely on the way home. Now, hopefully they won't be severe, but you still may encounter some periods of heavy rain and some lightning for sure. So Paige says the game is still going right now. But again, these storms are approaching. So they're just a little over a county away. They're just now moving into northern Van Buren County. Nothing strong right now, just some light rain moving into Spencer right now, but heavier storm activity back into McMinnville, and that is all moving in the general direction of Bledsoe County with time. So just a heads up for anyone at that game. I think that's the only game taking place besides, I know Westmoreland, they were playing up there. I think Lebanon was playing too. I don't know what the status is of those. With it getting dark early, that's really throwing me off. I guess it's only 6:51, so I guess maybe those games may continue on at this point because kickoff is, 7 o'clock normally? So might be a delay there. I don't know what the latest is on those games, but I think those are the only 3 games taking place either in or around our general region. There's some other games taking place in the Chattanooga area. I think, I know South Pittsburgh, Red Bank, a couple of our teams here in the area are playing down that way. Y'all should be able to get those games all the way through before you have to worry about any storms. But you may encounter storms on the way home, though. Logan wants to know what is going on in Crossville. It sounds horrible. Well, there is a lot of lightning to your west right now. In fact, we can pull up the Crossville Skycam. But nothing severe, though. This is just some heavy rain, just a general thunderstorm. Maybe some gusty winds embedded here, but again, this is not severe. But we can pull up our Skycam site here in Crossville, and you can see, again, just some rain. We'll probably see some flickers of lightning here soon from this view. So we... So we're just hanging out here this evening. Again, we've had no warnings so far, and we hope it stays that way. That's always a good thing. If we can make it through without any warnings being issued, that would be great. Still a pretty strong storm here in McMinnville. We'll go back to radar and show you that. Here in McMinnville up towards Shady Rest and Jesse. Faulkner Springs, moving towards the east. So this will be moving into Van Buren County here in the next probably 15 to 20 minutes or so. Pretty strong storm here. We'll look at it on, let's look at it from High Top. Because you're kind of in between High Top and the Old Hickory radar sites. And looks even a bit more intense from High Top. Let's look at our velocities on this and see. Might have a little rotation there near Shady Rest. Let's look at that from Old Hickory again, see. Yeah, maybe a little bit of rotation aloft with that near Shady Rest. Not that impressive, but something to watch for sure as it moves towards the east. Weather Service does mention they're monitoring this storm, but they don't think it's too threatening at the moment. They are considering an advisory, though, for small hail and 40-mile-per-hour winds as that moves towards Van Buren County. So they are watching that storm. But as of right now, it's not quite intense enough to prompt a warning. I guess I'm looking at comments now. I understand I'm not looking at comments the whole time. Like, I understand that I'm one person. So, because I say if somebody's asked several questions about different areas, if I'm not covering a particular area, it's because there's really not a lot going on. The Cookeville area, all good. Putnam County in general, you're okay right now. There's some disorganized storm activity back to your west, but again, it's disorganized. So we're watching in case we see any strike this way, but right now, nothing of concern. That's why we're not really talking about any of these storms too much, because they're not too much to worry about. Strongest storm for our northern areas right now, again, continues to be along the Jackson-Clay County line. Maybe some small hail there, still quite a bit of lightning. Rain has intensified here across central and northern Smith County, from Carthage up in Tanglewood, up in Dixon Springs, defeated Kentville. So, again, nothing severe here, but we'll watch in case that intensifies further. But their strongest storms right now, again, extend from McMinnville up into Doyle and Crossville. Those are our strongest storms right now. And again, I do maintain I am one person here. So, again, if I don't see your comments, again, understand I do try to look at them, but, you know, when we have no active warnings, though, there's really only so much to talk about. But I do love y'all, though. Do our best to keep y'all informed. Rachel, we're going to say hail in Crossville. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Let's look at... I don't think that's current. No. Let's try to reload that again. The product isn't wanting to load for some reason. See if I can't look at it on here. There's actually a couple of storm chasers west of our area right now. I don't think they're too interested in coming further east, though. If that tells you anything. Yeah, for some reason that product isn't wanting to load right now. As far as hail goes, I mean, maybe some small hail moving near Pleasant Hill back into White County. Could be some embedded small hail here, but nothing significant by any means. We did have an advisory just issued, though, with this storm moving out of Warren County. So from McMinnville up into Rowland, Rock Island, and then over into most of Van Buren County. This advisory is in effect until doesn't show the time. 47 minutes from now. That's what, 7:45 p.m. And the Weather Service mentions the potential for wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour and half-inch diameter hail with this storm as it continues to move towards the east. I want to do another storm track on this again. I've been a little bit more hyper-focused on the Pikeville area. You're on the far southeastern fringe of our extended viewing area, but the Smith County Owls are playing in Pikeville, Smith County, Bledsoe County, so there's a lot of people who do follow us over there right now who may be watching from that game, and again, we just want to do our best to keep everybody informed. So, when to the leading edge of all this and give you some estimated times of arrival here. So, Fall Creek Falls, 7:09. Pikeville, 7:25. Midway, 7:26. Melvine, 7:33. Liberty Hill, this is getting into Eastern time, 8:37. Alloway, 7:49 Central. Grandview, 8:52 Eastern time. You can again see how those times jump between Central and Eastern. So probably a little less than a half hour, these storms again knocking on the door of Pikeville. So anybody at that game, again, just a heads up. The lightning threat will present itself first before the storms actually get there. So you may be able to get another 15 to 20 minutes of that game in before the lightning threat may be too close by. And again, these are strong storms, so there is the potential these could become severe. The storm has strengthened a bit as it's continued to move towards the south and east. Again, with that advisory that's been issued. So, just a heads up with that too. Wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour and half-inch hail possible inside this gray shaded polygon as the storm continues to move towards the east. We'll take a look at our velocity again. Still seeing a bit of rotation aloft here, east of McMinnville. Moving towards Riverview, Laurelburg, Cedar Grove, Baker Mountain. So we'll keep a close eye on that in case that tries to tighten up a bit. So it's trying to do something aloft there, but it's again, it's going to take a little bit to get anything to the ground with that. So hopefully that does not turn tornadic, but we are going to continue watching it though. This is really our moment. All right, so Trousdale, this was a few minutes ago, but Trousdale and Macon County, y'all were removed from the tornado watch. So tornado watch no longer in effect for y'all. So your severe threat has ended. Everyone else does remain under the tornado watch until 10 p.m. Central, 11 p.m. Eastern. I would have that at the bottom of the screen right now, but computer's giving us a little bit of trouble with that product this evening, so I've just opted to take that down for tonight, but probably going to replace that with something else here soon as we continue to do upgrades to our live channel. But we can still talk y'all through all of these warnings and watches anyway. No warnings, but advisories anyway. Logan says, for who? I don't know what you're referring to, Logan. You talk about the watch, talking about... The watch is in effect for all areas of the Upper Cumberland, so if you're in our viewing area, you should hopefully know who you are. Well, you can see there in the corner of your screen, that pink shading, that's the tornado watch. Now, I don't think that's updated to account for the counties that had been removed from the tornado watch. That's just the original watch as it was issued earlier. But you can see, again, the counties there highlighted that are included in that tornado watch. So... Again, Macon and Trousdale have been removed, though, officially. Which is some good news. Still a very intense storm here over Salina. We'll take a look at that from our Skycam view there. Actually, we won't. Let's look at Allens. This is northwestern Overton County, just north of Livingston. As we take a look at this storm there. Again, not a whole lot to see here. There's some lightning, though. Let's look at Granville. This is western Jackson County. Got some heavy rain moving into Granville right now. Not the serene picture you see there. That was earlier this evening. That's still cached from earlier, but there we go. Is the current scene in Granville right now. Just some heavy rain right now. A little bit of wind. Some lightning embedded within this. Is all moving out of Smith County. Speaking of Smith County, we'll look at Carthage. This was our very original Skycam, and it's down right now. We'll look at the Cordell Hull Dam. It's just north of Carthage. And we are in a fog. We are in a fog. Let's look at Rock City. This is west of Carthage. Just some light rain falling here right now. Smith County, your severe threat will end here pretty soon. So, again, that's the view right now from Rock City. We'll go to Cookeville. Take a look at the view there again. Skycam there. Located atop the EMA tower there, just off Willow Avenue. We're looking south towards I-40 and Willow Avenue. And, again, just some light rain in Cookeville. Heavier shower just to your east with some, again, heavy rain and lightning back to the west, moving through Smith County right now. That'll be moving into Putnam County here soon. Baxter. Take a look at Baxter. Again, that's an image from earlier that's still cached in our computer here. But we'll see the live view here in just a second. Once that loads in, and there we go, live view from Baxter right now. Again, not a whole lot to see, just some light rain over top of Baxter right now. Let's go to Midway over in southwestern Cumberland County, another one of our newest Skycam sites recently went online, and raining lightly right now, but this storm will pick up in intensity here pretty soon for Midway as this moves your way. Heavy rain just to your west. We don't yet have a Skycam in Spencer. Hopefully we'll have one soon. Van Buren County and Trousdale County are the only two counties in our immediate viewing area that don't yet have a Skycam. But we'll hopefully be taking care of that soon. But the other 12 counties, we cover 14 counties in our immediate viewing area. And of those, 12 have at least one Skycam. Most counties have multiple sites. So pretty incredible how that's been built out over the last few years. Our first two cameras went up in 2022, Carthage and Gainesboro, and then it's just exploded from there. We have over 36 sites now and still growing. So very happy to have all these views. Haven't seen a whole lot tonight, though. Thankfully, that's actually a good thing. As we go back to radar and take a look at this storm as it approaches Midway. You're not under any sort of advisory or anything, but still some heavy rain back to your west, some lightning. Spencer, rain's really picking up for you right now and will only become heavier over the next 10 minutes or so. This activity moving out of Warren County. McMinnville's letting up just a little bit, but you got some heavier rain soon to move back into McMinnville. And looks like a new severe thunderstorm warning. This is just to the west of our immediate viewing area, but it does include Murfreesboro. So we'll give some attention to this too, with the storm that has pulsed up here just southeast of Franklin and Williamson County. That's moving through eastern Williamson County into central portions of Rutherford County. Severe thunderstorm warning in effect till 7:45 p.m. for the potential of quarter-size hail and damaging winds in excess of 60 miles per hour. So we'll keep a close eye on that cell. It's behind all this activity, so like I mentioned, we still have more storms to go for our southern areas, at least. And we do have a severe thunderstorm warning for this area back here. That's why we're not letting our guard down just yet. That's why we're staying live with these storms. They could intensify. This cell here in Salina, pretty stout storm up this way. It's intensified a bit. We'll keep an eye on this one in case it decides to intensify further. We'll take a look at our winds with this. Maybe some bit of gusty winds there. Probably some strong winds here with this cell northeast of Livingston as well over Monroe. There along Highway 111, there northeastern Overton County. So these heavier cells are moving towards the east. So Jamestown, areas along Dale Hollow Lake, northern Overton County. Got a pair of strong storms up this way. I think are worth keeping an eye on as they continue to move towards the east. Not severe right now, but they might try to produce some hail, maybe some gusty winds. Again, still have a strong storm down here over Spencer, maybe towards Fall Creek Falls here, eastern Van Buren County. So we'll continue to watch that storm as well. Advisory on this in effect until 7:45 for the potential of wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour and half-inch diameter hail with that storm. And again, we do have a football game taking place in Pikeville. Smith County Owls are in Bledsoe County playing them tonight. We'll do a storm track on this on the leading edge of this storm. And we'll pull up that storm track now. So Mount Crest 7:16, Cold Spring at 7:24, Pikeville 7:24. Lee Station at 7:26, Melvine at 7:30, Summer City at 7:31, New Harmony at 7:32, Liberty Hill at 8:35, Alloway 7:47, Spring City 8:47. So we're going back and forth here between Central and Eastern Time. You should be able to see that on your screen. Spring City 8:47, Eastern, Grandview 8:49. So Pikeville, about 15 minutes, rain's going to be very close to you. And there is some lightning with this as well. So just a heads up, this is moving your way, and it's strong. It's a pretty strong cell. So we'll have to watch in case it intensifies any more and prompts a severe thunderstorm warning, certainly with people at that game right now, playoff game. That's definitely a bit of concern with that. Again, I have no part in the decision making for those games. A lot of games were moved to last night, which I think was a very wise decision. So good for those coaches that decided to move those games back. I know Thursday night games are hard; they're inconveniencing, especially with playoff time. But it was a good decision. Not saying anything about playing tonight. Again, I know it's a hard decision to make, but I know for those in Pikeville, though, again, you got a strong storm back to your northwest that's quickly approaching. So if that game is in progress, again, it will likely be interrupted. And then there's still more storms back to the west of that storm, including a severe thunderstorm warning for portions of Rutherford County until 7:45. So we're not quite done yet, even when that storm rolls through. And there's more storm activity back to the west. So still looking around the radar right now. Heavy storm over top of Salina, extending into northeastern Overton County. It's all pushing into Fentress County, Pickett County. So again, not severe, but there might be some small hail, some gusty winds with that activity. We'll keep an eye on it in case it intensifies any more. Some disorganized storm activity from Gainesboro back into Kempville, into eastern portions of Smith County, northern DeKalb County, back into New Middleton. That's all moving towards Putnam County, into the central and eastern portions of Jackson County with time. Not severe, again, nothing organized, but some heavy rain and a bit of lightning with all of this. So DeKalb County, your second round is coming. Heavier storms back to your west. So not quite done yet. We have given the all clear, though, to Macon County and to Trousdale County. You've been removed from the tornado watch, so that's good for y'all. We'll gradually be able to clear out some more counties as we go along this evening. So we're just hanging out here again, watching this strong storm here move through Van Buren County. Strongest portion of the storm moving towards Fall Creek Falls. So again, you're going to see your winds pick up down here. Quite a bit as that storm moves overhead. Take a look at our velocity again. Not seeing anything particularly organized in terms of rotation, so that's a good sign. We'll investigate this storm approaching Murfreesboro. May have people watching over that way as well. Yeah, nothing really rotating there. So get some good news. We're not seeing any tornado warnings this evening, and again, we hope that remains the case, but these are still some strong storms. We'll take a look at high top for this storm moving through Van Buren County. It may provide us a little bit better view of it as it moves towards Bledsoe County. A lot of lightning embedded within this storm. Unfortunately, we don't have a sky cam out this way yet. Should eventually have one, but we will just continue to watch that storm. We can look at it from Midway, although we probably won't see much. This is southwestern Cumberland County. It's the closest camera we have to this storm there in Doyle. But probably won't see much here. Just some heavy rain over Midway right now. A little bit of lightning in the area, but again, can't really see much from that view right now with it being so dark. Some concern for Crossville being expressed by y'all, so we'll talk about Crossville for a bit. Nothing of concern right now for Crossville, just a little bit of lightning, some heavier showers across the southern half of the county, but that's about it. And then this activity approaching from the west, it's pretty disorganized right now. So looks like we have a new severe thunderstorm warning coming out. The polygon appeared for a second, but we'll see if it will pop back up here in just a minute. While we wait on that, let me... Well, there it goes. So new severe thunderstorm warning. This does include Bledsoe County, this includes Pikeville, in effect until 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern. This is for the potential of damaging winds in excess of 60 miles per hour and penny-sized hail. So this game, Smith County, Bledsoe County, anybody listening to me needs to be coming to a halt, and everybody needs to be taking shelter from this storm. Again, very strong storm here in eastern Van Buren County. Now, the Weather Service office in Nashville has not put a warning on this for Van Buren County. Again, we're in between radars here, so it's kind of hard to get a good look at this storm, but there's enough here that the Weather Service office out of Morristown isn't taking any chances with it. So severe thunderstorm warning for Bledsoe County. I'll give you the full list here. For Ray County, West Central Meigs County, Northern Sequatchie County, and then pretty much all of Bledsoe County, again, in effect until 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern. Damaging winds in excess of 60 miles per hour and quarter-size hail being your primary threats with this storm. Also, a tremendous amount of lightning occurring here in southern Van Buren County. So, again, anybody at that game right now, you need to be getting to shelter. That game needs to be coming to an end. And if anybody has a problem with that, they can just see me. They can email me, Anthony@uppercumberlandweather.com, because we don't need to be playing in a severe thunderstorm warning. So definitely have some interest in that area right now, just because, again, we have, it's far southeastern fringe of our extended viewing area, but with a lot of people from Smith County down there, we're definitely concerned for them. We're based out of Smith County, so Smith County High School is my alma mater. So it's where I graduated. Michaela, can you talk about Crossville? I have talked a lot about Crossville. Crossville has nothing going on except for some heavy rain and a little bit of lightning. That's pretty much the story for Crossville right now. Same for Putnam County. Got some heavier showers moving back in, approaching Baxter. Nothing severe here, but we'll continue to keep an eye on all of that. Very, very intense storm over Salina right now. Wouldn't be surprised we have some hail falling with that storm as it moves over Dale Hollow Lake, extending down to Allens, just east of Monroe, Midway, and approaching Byrdstown. So Byrdstown heads up. Got a pretty intense storm heading your way. Pall Mall, Jamestown that's moving your direction. In fact, we can look at our Jamestown Skycam. Not a whole lot to see right now, just some light rain in Jamestown, but heavier activity back to your west. And certainly that stronger storm back up into Clay County ongoing right now. Let's look at Byrdstown. Again, won't see much, only raining lightly at our Skycam site here just south of Byrdstown. But again, that heavier cell back to the west is approaching. So this view may get a little bit more interesting here in the next 10 to 15 minutes than it is right now. Some lightning there off in the distance. Back towards Salina as that heavy cell moves towards Dale Hollow Lake. So back to radar we go. And there's your strong storm over Dale Hollow Lake right now, about to move into Byrdstown. Again, not severe warned, but there could be some hail embedded there, some strong winds. Of course, we have that severe thunderstorm warning right now. If anyone's watching at that game, just because I'm curious about what's going on here, let me know what the plan is there, because, again, that game needs to be coming to a stop right now. Like immediately. The storm will be to Pikeville within the next 10 minutes. So hopefully that game is coming to an end right now. Maybe not an end for the night, but at least a pause for a while. Lightning is definitely close by. And then, of course, a severe thunderstorm warning in effect. We need to be getting people indoors. So if you're at that game, everyone needs to be getting indoors. Sturdy structure. So I don't know what the layout of the school is there in Pikeville, but everybody needs to be getting inside a building right now with this storm. So share this with your friends, family. If you have people down there at that game right now, or if you're there watching, spread the word. Paige says they have stopped the game currently. That's good to hear, but again, people need to be getting indoors. That's the big thing I want to stress. You need to be getting indoors, not inside your vehicle. You need to be getting indoors. Got a damaging wind threat, hail threat. You don't need to be in your vehicle with this storm coming in. So anybody at that game, if you can, you can pass me along to an official, pass me along to the coach, whoever, principal. Doors need to be open. We need to be getting people indoors there. This was my concern, quite frankly, with that game going on, especially. I've talked about it in a couple of our forecast pay. So here it is. We need everybody to be safe here. This is the only game that I know of that's taking place that's under any sort of meaningful threat. I know Lebanon's playing tonight, but the storm threat has passed Lebanon, so I don't know what became of that game. But if it's still ongoing, then y'all are good to go. Same for Westmoreland. I know they're playing up there too, but those areas are fine now. Might be some muddy games, but they're fine now. But we are not fine in Pikeville, so we are concerned for them. And again, I don't have any way to contact anyone there, but if y'all want to get the word out, again, I have no idea what's going on here. So, but this storm is very, very close by. It is severe warned for the potential of damaging straight line winds in excess of 60 miles per hour and quarter size hail. Again, I've never been to the high school there, so I don't know what the layout's like. But if we could be getting people indoors, that's what we need to be doing right now. This is not something people need to be outdoors with, and I wouldn't be in your vehicle for this one either. Cumberland County, you're okay. A lot of questions and concerns about Cumberland County, but y'all are okay. Just some moderate shower activity, a bit of lightning moving through right now. I'm only really hyper focused on Bledsoe County right now because, again, we have an active high school football playoff game going on right now that impacts two teams in our general region, Smith County and Bledsoe County. So we are, I have a lot of concern for these people down here. A lot of people outdoors for that. So from my understanding, from what y'all said, that game has come to a stop, which is great. But again, I'm sure the players are safe in the locker room. But again, just those watching the game, the parents and friends and family need to be getting indoors if possible. Margie or Margie, sorry if I mispronounced your name. I just jumped on it. We talk about Bledsoe High. Yes, Bledsoe County High School. Yes, I am talking about this game. This is beyond just a lightning delay. We have an active severe thunderstorm warning in effect right now. We have a severe storm approaching Pikeville and will be there within the next 10 minutes. So I'm hyper focused on this right now, again, because we have a lot of people outdoors, both from Smith County and Bledsoe County, two areas we cover. Smith County more immediately. It's actually where we're based, but we need people to be indoors right now. Indoors, not just in a vehicle, but indoors, just to be on the safe side. So again, just cannot stress that enough. I want to actually put out an update right now on Facebook. So I'm putting out an update now. Again, a lot of urgency with this just because I know a lot of people are there. We have only a matter of minutes, and we'll go back and look at other areas here in just a minute. I'm not just wanting to focus on this. It's just we have a lot of doors at that event right now, and I don't like that. So, again, I put that update out there. So, again, we have a matter of just a few minutes here. This is beyond just a lightning delay. This is a very intense storm moving into Pikeville right now. So, we're going to switch gears, though. We're going to look at these other storms. Severe thunderstorm warning continues for Rutherford County for another 19 minutes, in effect until 7:45 p.m. Again, damaging winds in excess of 60 miles per hour and quarter-size hail remain the concerns with this storm. This is moving towards Woodbury and Cannon County, so we'll keep an eye on that in case it maintains its strength. So far, it's looks like it's weakened just a little bit, but we will continue watching that one. Other storms ongoing right now, still some heavier storm activity extending from just southeast of McMinnville near Smyrna, that's Warren County, and up into western portions of Van Buren County. Again, that heavier storm moving out of Fall Creek Falls into western Bledsoe County, approaching Pikeville. Severe thunderstorm warning in effect until, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern. And then farther north, still have a very heavy storm over Dale Hollow Lake, moving into Byrdstown as we speak. Not severe warned, but still very strong. Jamestown, you may get clipped by some of this, but most of the activity will be to your north over Byrdstown. In fact, we'll take a look at our Byrdstown sky cam here. This is just south of Byrdstown. In the middle of all this mess, we won't see much, as you can see here. A lot of heavy rain falling and some lightning being detected still in this area. So intense storm, not severe, but still pretty strong here, again, across eastern Clay County over into central Pickett County. Looking at radar again. A few light showers here across much of Overton County with a stronger storm over Hillham. Back into Jackson County, near Harmony, Sugar Creek, Hurricane, Stone. Got a strong storm over here extending down into Gainsboro. Might be a little bit of hail embedded within that. Just some scattered moderate shower activity across Putnam County right now. Got some heavier showers moving out of Smith County, moving from Chestnut Mound, Lancaster, Temperance Hall, back into Alexandria. Got some lightning back towards Alexandria. That's all sliding east towards Baxter. Cookeville with time, and those in DeKalb County. Got some heavy rain moving back into the county. Moving back towards Smithville, Liberty, Alexandria. In fact, we'll look at our Alexandria sky cam. The latest view from Alexandria right now. And seeing some lightning being detected here. Very heavy rain falling right now. There you can see the lightning there on our sky cam there in Alexandria. But that will be moving out of Alexandria here soon. Going back to radar, we can give a few more all clears here, I think. Salina, you still have some lightning in the area, but as far as severe weather goes, I feel pretty good about y'all back into Hermitage Springs. And then Jackson County, North Springs, over into northern portions of Smith County, Pleasant Shade, Defeated, Riddleton, Hiawassee, Rock City, Rome, Grant, and then, of course, all of Macon County, all of Trousdale County. Y'all have the all cleared. That's for the rest of the night. So no more severe weather worries up this way. The tornado watch was dropped earlier for Macon and Trousdale County. Have the all clear up this way. If you're back in Lebanon, Gallatin, if you're watching up in Tompkinsville or Scottsville, Kentucky, again, you all have the all clear for the rest of the night. Still watching for our southern and eastern areas, though. Again, severe thunderstorm warning right now for Bledsoe County. This storm is just about to move over top of Pikeville. So if you're at the Smith County, Bledsoe County game, like I've said, I've been saying it for a while now, you need to be indoors. Again, damaging straight line winds in excess of 60 miles per hour and quarter-size hail are possible with this storm. In addition to lightning, we've had quite a bit of lightning with this storm too. I understand this game isn't a lightning delay, but again, folks need to be indoors, not in your vehicle, but indoors, just at an abundance of caution. Again, with an active severe thunderstorm warning in effect here. But looking at some of our other areas, again, that's really the primary area of concern right now. We have a strong storm over central and eastern Rutherford County right now, extending the southern portions of the county. That's moving towards Cannon County. White County right now, Sparta, not a whole lot going on, just a couple of heavier showers back towards Bon Air and Macedonia. Got some heavy rain approaching from DeKalb County back into Wilson, Rutherford counties, so we'll see what happens with that. But right now, it's nothing too concerning. That'll wrap up the severe weather threat once that line passes through Cumberland County. You're in the same boat. We're just kind of waiting for the activity back to the west to pass through, and then that'll be it for the night. So, like I said, the tornado watch in effect till 10 p.m., but I think we'll be done with their severe threat before that point. Kitty Dad says, I'm cutting out audio. Am I cutting out for anyone else? Do I sound okay? That's the only person I've seen mention that my audio is cutting out. Let me know on YouTube. Let me know on Facebook if my audio sounds okay. On mine, it looks like we should be rock solid, but again, I'm not monitoring myself. So, Pam says, Jamestown getting big claps of thunder off Pickett Park Highway. And yes, we have a strong storm here for Byrdstown extending into northwestern Fentress County that is popping off some lightning, but again, not severe. Everybody's saying I sound good. I've had 2 people on YouTube say I'm cutting out. 3 people say I'm cutting out on YouTube. I think I know the issue on YouTube. If y'all will hang tight, I'll do this on the fly for just a second. Well, no, because that should affect the whole stream too. I'm not sure what's going on there. I'll be honest with you. I'm not sure what's going on there. I'm not going to kill the stream over that, but yeah, there might be a little bit of glitchiness on a couple of streams out there, but I think otherwise we sound okay. Zooming out the radar, again, the primary area of concern right now would be Pikeville. Again, with an active severe thunderstorm warning. The storm has weakened just a little bit, so that's good to see. Hopefully that weakening trend continues. But as it stands, still a very strong storm down this way, so hopefully... Okay, Meredith says they opened up the gym in Pikeville at the game, so that's good. So it sounds like they're getting everybody into the gym there as that storm moves overhead. So that is very good to hear. Gym should be safe for this one. Again, the storm's weakened a little bit, so that's good to see. But we don't want to take any chances here, though, certainly. With this storm, we want everybody to be safe. And, you know, I don't know. Again, I'm not too sure what the layout is there, but if it's... Well, I'll use Smith County as an example. You got people parking on the side of the road next to trees and stuff, and if we have that kind of setup there, you know, and a tree falls on your vehicle, then you're in quite the predicament. So we don't want anybody to be in a situation like that. Now, I do take pauses every now and then. So most people say the audio sounds good, and that's including YouTube. So not entirely sure what's going on there. That could be our main channel feed. I'm not sure. I'll investigate that though whenever we sign off from coverage. But zooming out from that Pikeville storm and focusing on the other activity moving through right now. Again, just not... a whole lot of concern right now with any of this activity. A lot of stronger storms, certainly. But outside of that severe thunderstorm warning for Bledsoe County, we don't have any active warnings right now anywhere else. Just some stronger storms over Byrdstown, extending down into Livingston, just northeast of Gainesboro, into western Putnam County, down into northern DeKalb County and northern Cannon County. with some heavy storms here across eastern Rutherford County. We did have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect down this way. Weather Service went ahead and canceled that warning early. The hail core has collapsed and weakened, so they went ahead and did away with that severe thunderstorm warning, which is good news for those farther east. Hopefully that storm remains kind of tame. And just some heavier shower activity across Putnam County, White County, at least Sparta. You're in kind of a lull right now. Got those heavier storms back to the west. As far as all clears go, we can give all clears to really anywhere from Salina and points west, Gainesboro and points north and west, Carthage and points north and west, and of course all of Macon County and all of Trousdale County. Y'all have the all clear for the rest of the night. Same for Sumner and Wilson counties. Again, y'all have the all clear. Anywhere west, east or south of there, though, again, we still got a little ways to go before we fully clear these storms out of the area for the night. We've not had too many warnings tonight, though. Nothing for our immediate viewing area. Just that warning, a couple of warnings for Rutherford County, and then this one here for Bledsoe County, including Pikeville. But the storm has weakened a little bit, though, which is good to see. But it is going to be storming here for a while, though. A lot of heavy rain with this, lightning embedded, some gusty winds, a little bit of hail, and that extends all the way back into Van Buren County, into southeastern Warren County. So it's going to be raining here for a while. So that delay in that game will continue for a while. Even once we get this rain out of here, there might be a short period where the rain will end, but then more rain will follow on the backside with some lightning. So it could be a long night for those at that game. So just get ready. Yeah, we're not seeing any signs of rotation right now. Erica, is that how you pronounce your name? If I butchered that, I'm so sorry. It's just me, or is everything so much smaller and harder to read? Yes, there has been an update here. Let me see if I can scale this up just a little bit. Maybe that'll be a little bit easier for y'all to read. Has been a little bit of a change here, though, so but hopefully that makes the communities a little bit easier for y'all to read, though. Jackie says coming down in Baxter. Let's take a look at our Baxter Skycam. Holly Upchurch says heavy rain just started at the football field. That would be in Pikeville. Heavy rain coming down in Baxter right now, as we can see from our Skycam here. And nothing concerning with this, just some heavy rain, a little bit of lightning embedded here as well, approaching Cookeville. Got some additional heavy rain over Monterey. The Skycam, they've got a lot of Skycams, which is awesome. Great thing to have, great resource. Haven't needed it too much tonight, but it is great to have something else to look at besides radar. They're certainly there if we ever do have something significant to look at. But going back to radar again, heavy rain over Pickett County, heavy rain over northwestern Overton County, extending down into western Putnam County, northern DeKalb County, back into eastern Rutherford and western Cannon counties, and then another heavier cell here over Spencer, much of Van Buren County, areas just southeast of McMinnville, and then our severe thunderstorm warning that remains in effect for Bledsoe County. And the areas you see in this polygon, this is Ray County, west central Meigs County, northern Sequatchie County, and then pretty much all of Bledsoe County. remains in effect for another 20 minutes, so until 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern for that severe thunderstorm warning. That still has weakened just a little bit. Still seeing a lot of lightning, especially north of Pikeville with this storm. Still pretty strong. And it keeps going. It goes on back into Van Buren County. So it's going to be raining and storming for a while. There will be a short break for those at that game, but more rain and storm activity is ongoing farther west. So like I said, it's going to be probably a long night. I'm sure they'll probably try to get that game in, but just a heads up, it may be 2, 3 o'clock in the morning for some of y'all getting home to Smith County, those who traveled there. Maybe not that late. It's going to be pretty late, though, if they try to get that game in, which I imagine they probably will. Kelly says, hello, what about Hillham? Sorry, I listen, when I've been rambling for so long, and I'm not always looking at the comments, but when I've been live for a while, well, we don't have a whole lot to talk about. It just gets a little monotonous. But Hillham, you got a heavy shower right now. That's the story there. Maybe a little bit of lightning embedded there. We can look at our Allen Skycam. It's pretty close by, just to your east. Again, if I'm not covering a particular area, it's because we're not too worried about that area. It's just been our standard practice for several years now. Now, if we have an active warning, we certainly give a lot of attention to that kind of situation as our Skycam cut out there. But again, just a heavy shower right now. Nothing we can't handle. All this activity, we can handle every bit of this. From Byrdstown, Jamestown, the Baxter, Center Hill Lake, the Liberty. These are just general thunderstorms right now. Maybe some hail embedded, but we can handle these. Nothing tornadic. We can handle these. So we are smooth sailing right now. Hopefully it stays that way. But again, we just gotta play this out. We're doing continuous coverage just as a service. Again, I don't think anybody else is probably live covering these storms right now like we are. So at least with continuous coverage like this. So just what we do around here because we can. But if you do appreciate it and you want to support us, there are all the different ways you can do so. Again, I am just one person here. We're not corporate owned or anything. It's just me. And this is what I do for a living now. Got some pretty big plans. We've already done a lot of big stuff, but got even bigger plans for the future and just want to keep growing this thing. And also it supports my family. It does. We are community supported. So if you want to support us, there are all the different ways you can do so. Allows me to be here no matter what time of day or night. And there have been many days and many nights spent right here or previous bedroom setups. And I've even gone live on vacation. Even went live in the middle of the night, the very last night of our vacation, back in October in Destin. Had a very long drive ahead of us that morning, but we did go live. And honestly, that was more of a proof of concept just because I already had everything set up in case we had severe weather that night. But we're here ready to go anytime. So if you want to support us, again, it is greatly appreciated. This storm is becoming a little bit less organized here over Bledsoe County, which is good to see, but it's still strong. A lot of lightning down here, so I imagine that lightning delay will remain in place for a while now. Still remain indoors. Nobody wants to get out in that, and it's continuing to storm pretty hard back into Van Buren County, so it's going to be storming for a little while there. Even with a little bit of a break behind that storm, there's more storm activity back to the west and northwest. from Woodbury up into Smithville, extending back into Cookville, and that's all dropping towards the southeast. So, well, thank you, Kelly, and I appreciate all of y'all. But we still have a little ways to go. Broadening out the radar view. I think this is the only severe thunderstorm warning in effect anywhere right now. Yeah, there's only one severe thunderstorm warning in effect in the whole country right now, and it is this one. So lucky y'all. I do think, based on current trends, though, that warning will probably be allowed to expire and may not be replaced. So that's some good news there. Still storming pretty hard here around Woodbury, points north up to Short Mountain, up into Smithville, up over Center Hill Lake, and into Putnam County. We got a tower cam on Burgess Falls Road we can look at. Or southern Putnam County. We'll pull that camera view up. That view you're seeing there was cached from earlier, but here's the current live view right now from Burgess Falls Road. And just, again, raining heavily. Just same thing we've seen pretty much everywhere. A lot of heavy rain, which we'll take. We don't want too much rain, but we're just now emerging from a drought, and we want to stay out of the drought. We were in a drought this time last year, and, well, droughts are no fun, so we can get enough rain to not be in a drought. That's always a good thing. We'll look at Smithville. Go down to the square in Smithville, take a look there. As we look at the latest view right now, just raining lightly in Smithville, but it is a bit heavier just north of you back towards Liberty and then over to Center Hill Lake. Got quite a bit of lightning appearing near Center Hill Lake right now. Then raining heavily in Cookville. Pretty good storm overhead of you right now. Probably heaviest storm activity right now is down across western Clay County, or western Cannon County. Moving out of Murfreesboro. This storm was previously severe warned over Rutherford County as it moves into Woodbury. No warning in effect right now, but still pretty strong storm. Tony mentioned about our partners we have here. The partnerships are actually on our live channel that streams 24/7. So the banner spots and our commercials are the banner spots are much larger there. I just show them as a courtesy on our live coverage here, just as an example of, again, all of our partners there. But those spots are much larger on our 24/7 channel, which is where those are at. So check out our channel sometime. Again, it streams on YouTube 24/7 and on Hub Plus and the Roku. And then we also have commercials available as well. Like actual TV commercials. We don't shove those during severe weather coverage, obviously. Y'all don't want to see a commercial during severe weather coverage, but we also have those as well. So it's a different setup for all of that. This is just what we do during severe weather. And that's actually something relatively new we started doing, and it's not a part of the package or anything. It's just, again, just little courtesy thing. Very thankful to all of our great partners there. So just showing them a little love there on our severe weather coverage. Gail says, you're awesome. Thank you. God bless. Well, thank you, Gail. God bless you. Very appreciative of all those that support us, enabling me to be here covering these storms live. Again, just one active warning right now here for Bledsoe County, parts of Ray County, Sequatchie County. Set to expire in about 10 minutes. Storm not quite as organized as it was earlier. Still pretty heavy cell here near Pikeville. And then, of across eastern portions of Van Buren County back into Fall Creek Falls. So we just continue to monitor all the storm activity. Severe threat will begin dwindling here pretty soon, so that's good news for everyone. We're not done quite yet. Some areas are done, though. I'll draw that line again for the all clear areas. I can give all of Smith County the all clear. I can give all of Jackson County, all of Clay County, and then, of course, Macon and Trousdale, y'all have had the all clear for a while now. And we'll continue to give those all clears as these storms continue to move towards the south and east. So Smithville, Cookeville, Livingston, Burrstown, it's raining heavily right now. Got some lightning in the area, nothing severe right now, but your severe weather threat will be ending here pretty soon. Andy asks, is the storm in Woodbury tracking towards McMinnville? Yeah, I would say so. Again, not severe, but we'll watch it in case it intensifies any. Pretty strong right now. A lot of lightning with that storm, heavy rain occurring. McMinnville, Sparta, Spencer all getting a bit of a break right now. A little bit of lightning in the area, but again, that last round of heavy rain and lightning is set to move through here soon. And we're watching in case anything were to intensify. This is out ahead of the cold front, so we might have one last little bit of energy here to work with to try to get something going. But it's just been really hard tonight. We've been able to sustain some pretty strong storms tonight, but as far as anything severe goes, it's just been not all that active, which we're very thankful for. Certainly, we don't want wind damage. We certainly don't want a tornado. So hopefully that's all well and good. This is just some mist and sprinkles. Somebody asked about the blue here. You're seeing Lafayette and back towards Nashville. Again, that's nothing to be concerned about. Maybe some mist. Probably have some fog tonight, but nothing of concern there. Marta asked about Doyle. Doyle's good right now, but we have storms moving back in here in the next 20 to 30 minutes. Hey, Tony, I actually have a spot at the bottom of the screen there. We're open to one partner, to be a larger business, but who wants to proudly see their business displayed there at the bottom of the screen. That space is wide open. So to anybody who, again, would be a larger business, but that's those are the kind of spots that will allow us to really do some big things moving forward. Ultimately, I would like for it to be more than just me. You know, we've talked about that for a long time now, and we've been hitting these goals. You know, we got the SkyCam network established, and then gone crazy now with more than 36 sites. Never thought we could ever have a SkyCam network that big, and yet here we are. Really and truly, probably the largest in the nation for a region of this size and population density. It's just it's incredible. But you know, I do eventually want to be able to hire somebody and do some bigger and better things than we can currently do. Maybe hire a couple of people, but right now I've basically hired me. But we do have a few premier spots open for different things, and our SkyCam network being one of them. And then our upcoming app. A few of you asked about the app. It is coming still. I did jump the gun a little bit in announcing it. We were looking at an August launch, but it's been pushed back a bit. The developers just had other projects they've had to focus on. Some of those do tie into the app, though, and the end result will be a better app than we were going to be able to launch if we had come out in August. So it will work out better. It's just we're going to have to wait a little bit longer, but it will come, though. It's still in the works, and again, we'll have a one of the best local weather apps in the nation once it's out. But in the meantime, though, again, we're here. Our live channel is available 24/7, and of course, anytime there's severe weather, we're obviously going live with coverage. So, Kitty, on YouTube, I think I just answered your question there. How's Jamestown looking? Asks Amanda. Jamestown's in good shape right now. Just some Light shower activity, a few heavier showers around back towards Livingston. Still set to move through, but then once that moves on out, that'll be it for the night for y'all. So we're just kind of in wait and see mode right now, hanging out this evening, and we will be able to hopefully sign off before too long and maybe get through without too much else to worry about. Looking back at this storm here, Bledsoe County, the Weather Service office in Morristown has canceled the severe thunderstorm warning a bit early. They've replaced it with an advisory. They're still mentioning the potential for wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour with this storm. So still a bit windy here. Still quite a bit of lightning occurring with this storm. Of course, torrential rain. So I know Smith County, Bledsoe County playing each other tonight in Pikeville. That game is in lightning delay. I imagine it will be in lightning delay for quite a while longer. We will get a break, most likely, for a little bit, not very long, maybe a half hour or so before more heavy rain moves back in. But then once that pushes through, that'll be the end of it. So I don't know what the plan is there as far as continuing that game, but I imagine since most of the storm activity should be out of here within the next couple hours, maybe they will try to finish it, but we will see. It's a playoff game. They are going to finish it, I'm sure, but whether they finish it tonight or tomorrow, I don't know. Logan says Crossville, just some light rain right now, some heavier activity back to your west. You do remain under the tornado watch until 10 p.m., but I do think our severe threat will probably end for most areas by 10 o'clock, if not before then. It's already ended for many of our northwestern areas. And actually, a few minutes ago, I actually totally missed this in the NWS chat. The tornado watch has actually been canceled. So there you go. There you go. No more tornado watch. Tornado watch has been canceled. And that's for all areas. So not saying our severe threat is 100% over with, but it is definitely dwindling. And again, that's tornado watch has been canceled, and that's for all areas. Somebody asked about Harriman. Harriman's getting on the far eastern fringe reviewing area, but y'all are in the same boat, though. Again, still awaiting these storms back to the west, but again, that tornado watch has been canceled. So at this point, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to stay live for a little bit longer. We got this heavier storm still to move through Warren County, so we'll hang out with that storm for just a little bit longer. I don't know what a little bit looks like yet. Could be 15 minutes, could be 30 minutes, but if at that point, though, when I decide we still haven't had any warnings issued, we may sign off from coverage at that point, just because, again, environment's settling down just a little bit. We have that tornado watch canceled now. That severe threat has really diminished. The tornado threat has pretty much diminished almost completely. Can't 100% rule one out, but it's very, very minimal risk at this point. Looks like any storms we see at this point, the strongest they would be to pose maybe a hail threat, maybe some gusty winds. But I think more than likely any strong storm activity we see at this point will remain under severe limits. So again, we'll hang out just a bit longer. Ashley says, something wrong with the audio. Let me know, y'all, how the audio sounds now. I know a couple people on YouTube mentioned something earlier, but everybody on Facebook said it sounded fine. But now Ashley on Facebook says something might be wrong with the audio. So y'all let me know. We got a little bit of a different setup tonight. So, again, let me know if I sound okay or if there's any issues there. But certainly appreciate all those of you who tuned in tonight. Like there's still over 200 of you watching on Facebook. So that's awesome to see. I'm not 100% sure about YouTube. And I think they've carried us on the radio tonight, too. I haven't asked. I think somebody mentioned that earlier. But as far as our severe weather threat goes, it is diminishing, and that is great to see. Again, no active warnings, and our tornado watch has been canceled early. So we are, and audio sounds good. Everybody says audio sounds good. Kitty Dad on YouTube mentioned that it was on the user side. We exited out and came back in, and sounds good now. So that's good to hear. Listen, I'm very big about audio because we've had our share of audio issues in the past. So I would ask me to have audio, but sounds like we've been pretty solid tonight, which is good to see. I got a little bit of a different setup. It doesn't look different to y'all, but it's a little bit, I got a different computer handling things. And so far, it's been a lot, I won't say smoother, but it's been a pretty good setup. So we may keep it this way moving forward. So good to know that I sound all right and hopefully look good too, as far as visually. Again, you can kind of tell we're getting towards the tail end of this thing. I'm just rambling at this point. Not a whole lot to talk about right now with no active warnings, but again, staying live as a courtesy. It's just kind of what we do here. Going back to that Pikeville storm, though, just because I know we have people down there watching. Got a football game that's in a delay right now. Still storming pretty heavily over Pikeville. Wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour. Still possible down here. The severe thunderstorm warning has been canceled, replaced with an advisory. And we'll get a break here soon, although we are seeing a few showers begin to fill in the gap across Van Buren County back toward McVinnville. So we'll see how much of a break we truly get here. There's still some lightning in the area, and then more heavy rain to follow. But once this line here back towards Woodbury and Smithville and Cookville, once that passes through, that'll be it. So for that football game, I don't know what the plan is there, but if they're good with playing late, and it's a playoff game, so I know there's a lot of implications there, obviously. If everybody's willing to hang tight for a while, these storms will eventually clear out. It's just we've got a little ways to go. But the clearing line has already moved through Smith County, ironically. Gainesboro, most of Jackson County, Clay County, Byrdstown now in the clear. Probably going to see some fog develop up this way. In fact, let's look at our Cordell Hole Dam camera here in northern Smith County, because the rain has stopped, and it does look like we are getting some fog. So fog may be trying to settle in up here. So watch out for that overnight if you have to be out and about. Severe threat ending, but again, we may have some fog to deal with in many areas. So Cookville raining heavily right now, but the back edge of this is very close by. So here in the next probably 15 to 20 minutes or so, rain will be coming to an end for Baxter, Cookville. Northern areas of DeKalb County, Livingston, rain about to come to an end there for y'all. Jamestown got some heavier showers around, but probably within the next half hour, that'll be moving out. Farther east into Cumberland County, haven't talked about y'all in a bit. Y'all still have some heavy rain to go, but again, still looking pretty good over this way. White County, same thing. Some heavier showers moving back in. But this storm here, southern Cannon County, it just keeps on giving. Got a new advisory just issued for Warren County. This cell here, southern Cannon County, north of Midway, has pulsed up a bit. So we have an advisory in effect until 8:45 p.m. Central for the potential wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour and some half-inch diameter hail. So strong storm here, not severe, but it's a step below a severe thunderstorm warning. It's an advisory, but we will focus a little bit more on this storm with this advisory in effect. So even with the tornado watch no longer in effect, we're still not totally out of the woods for stronger storms, as we're seeing here. So we'll stay with this a bit longer. We talked about signing off from coverage, but with this advisory, we'll We'll hang on a bit longer, cover this. But again, moving towards the east at about 45 miles per hour. So Centertown, Daylight, Stewart Chapel, again, storming pretty good over this way. Heaviest activity, again, back into southeastern Cannon County. This is all moving towards Warren County and McMinnville. We'll put a storm track on this, though. And we'll move this towards the east. And we'll try to get this out into... Tell you what, let me redraw this. We'll try to get Pikeville in here too, just because the storm activity will eventually be moving that direction. So we're going to do a really long storm track here for those watching out there. That game going on. And we'll give you some estimated times of arrival here. So let's move that there. So Smart 8:15, McMinnville 8:17, Morrison 8:18, Shady Grove at 8:19, Shady Rest at 8:21, Midway at 8:25, Irving College 8:27, Belk at 8:27, Campaign at 8:29, Spring Creek at 8:34, Cedar Grove 8:34, Quebec at 8:36, Spencer 8:42, Fall Creek Falls at 8:51, Dill at 8:54, Lusk at 9:01, Mount Crest at 9:02, Lee Station 9:03, Pikeville 9:07. So about an hour from now for Pikeville. Village at Indian Rock Lake 9:09, Cold Spring at 9:10, Summer City at 9:13, Melvine at 9:17, and then in Eastern Time, Liberty Hill at 10:20 Eastern Time. So those are some estimated times of arrival for this storm activity that's getting set to move through McMinnville here in the next 10 minutes. Again, we have an advisory that's been issued for this storm in effect until 8:45 p.m. for the potential of 40-mile-per-hour wind gusts and half-inch diameter hail as this moves towards McMinnville. So again, step below a severe thunderstorm warning, but still a pretty strong storm that has intensified enough to prompt an advisory by the National Weather Service as this moves towards the east. So that was that's what's going on there. Somebody asked about Macon County. Macon County's great. Y'all have been in the all clear for a while now. No more storm worries up this way. Y'all are on the back edge of all of this. Likely some fog overnight, maybe some mist, but again, as far as severe weather worries go, y'all are good. So everybody behind this blue line, y'all have the all clear. So all of Smith County, Jackson County, Northwestern Overton County, Pickett County, Clay, Macon, Trousdale, y'all have the all clear. We'll soon add portions of DeKalb, Putnam, even more of Overton County, Fentress County here soon. Not just yet, but here soon. I feel pretty good about y'all right now, even with the heavier showers moving through, but we'll be able to give y'all an all clear for sure here pretty soon. Still watching this storm here pretty closely here, northeastern Coffee County, southeastern Cannon County as it moves towards McMinnville. Let's take a look at velocity here. Maybe some broad rotation within this storm. Again, while the tornado watch has been canceled, I'm still not going to 110% rule one out. It's a very, very low risk at this point. The parameters just aren't quite where we would need them to be to sustain a tornado, or at least seemingly so. But we'll still say it's not out of the question 100%. So we'll monitor for that, but not too terribly worried about that threat right now. Let's go to our McMinnville Skycam. As this storm approaches. So there's the current view from McMinnville. Again, raining heavily. Of course, strongest storm activity is back to your west. Again, approaching McMinnville. few of you mentioned the community name still being pretty small. I guess if you're on a phone, that is pretty small. Let's see if we can increase that just a little bit more. It's about the most I can increase that and still show a good number of community names. So hopefully y'all can see that a little bit better. Those watching. Now on the side of your screen, don't think there's a lot I can do about that. We can try increase that size just a bit. Make that a little bit more legible. That should hopefully be a little bit better anyway. So, doing some technical things on the fly. Certainly nothing new for us. Monterey. Somebody asked about Monterey. Again, just some heavier shower activity moving through right now, but again, nothing too worrisome. Your severe threat will end here pretty soon, completely for the night. Again, our strongest storm right now continues to be this one, moving into southwestern portions of Warren County, out of Shady Grove and northeastern Coffee County. So Morrison, you're in the path of this smart. It's under an advisory right now for 40-mile-per-hour wind gusts and half-inch diameter hail. Kimberly asks, is Carthage out of the danger of things? I don't know how the game is going with Bledsoe County, so I don't know who will win that game. So as far as playoff danger, I don't know. But now, as far as storms go, yeah, y'all are good. Maybe some fog tonight, but that's about it. Same for Smithville. Smithville, it is still raining a bit, but I feel pretty good giving y'all an all clear as well at this point. Baxter, I think I can give y'all an all clear. Cookville, I can just about give you an all clear. Livingston has the all clear. Byrdstown has the all clear. And areas west of there where it's not raining now, again, all clear for y'all. These storms are shifting south and east as we expected. And so far, from Smithville to Sparta, Crossville, north to Monterey, Jamestown, this is just some messy storminess. Nothing organized, nothing concerning me right now. We got some lightning embedded. The Weather Service does not issue warnings for lightning. But our strongest storm, again, is this one here, moving into Morrison right now, southwestern Warren County. Maybe some broad rotation with this storm, but I'm not too terribly concerned about it right now. Again, the later it gets, the much less likely it would be for a tornado to occur just in the environment we're in right now. Just can't really sustain it, but we can still get some pretty good updrafts here, though, as we're clearly seeing here in western Warren County. Coming a heck of a storm here in Morrison. So we will continue to watch that as it moves towards the east through Warren County. That same storm would eventually move into Van Buren County and then Bledsoe County again. And it looks like Bledsoe County, those in Pikeville at that game, Smith County at Bledsoe County, that gap we had, that rain-free gap has filled in. So it's still raining. Maybe some lightning embedded within this as well. So again, just, it is what it is. If you could wait maybe an hour and a half or so, these storms should clear the area finally by that point. Once we get close to the 10 o'clock hour, it's just going to be a while. But we will eventually clear out. So I don't know what everybody wants to do about that game as far as finishing it. I haven't heard from anybody in a while on that game, what the status is right now. But there will come a point. We will clear out. It's just going to be a while. But if everybody can wait around for a little bit, football can be played. It just it may go into like midnight. But That would be the update there. Fairfield Glade, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. Fairfield Glade is A-OK right now. Got some heavier showers approaching from the west out of Crossville and Bowman. A little bit of lightning back that way as well. But again, this is all very disorganized activity here across White County, Putnam County, Fentress County, Cumberland County. I'm not too worried about it right now. If something does become more organized, we'll certainly mention it and discuss it. But as of right now, not too concerned about any of this at the moment. Got some heavier rain here falling between Allgood and Monterey. In fact, we'll pull up our Monterey sky cam. Look at it real quick. But again, nothing too concerning with this right now. Looks like that camera's cutting out, so we'll just go back to radar again. As these storms are widening down somewhat. It's just this one storm here in Warren County. And again, that other cell that moved through Pikeville has strengthened just a bit as it approaches Dayton. So still pretty strong, but this cell here in western Warren County, again, could be producing some small hail, some gusty winds. Also producing quite a bit of lightning as it approaches McMinnville. McMinnville is raining very heavily right now, but stronger storm activity is back to your west. Tammy says still on a weather delay for the Smith County game. That'll be Smith County at Bledsoe County playing in Pikeville. I imagine that weather delay is going to go for a while. But like I said, if everybody's willing to wait and, you know, it's going to be a muddy field. I'm assuming it's a grass field. I don't know if it's grass or turf, but again, I've never been to that stadium there, but if everybody's willing to wait it out, you know, football can be played tonight, and it's going to be a late game, though. So just letting everybody know it's going to be a late one if that game can get back underway. But otherwise, I mean, I guess the plan will be to play it, tomorrow? But again, I'm speculating on something I have no part in. But if everybody can wait it out, there's still a pretty heavy cell here moving through McMinnville. That will eventually track through Pikeville within the next hour or so. But once we get that cleared through, it will eventually clear out. So just to reset for everyone watching, our strongest storms right now are here across Warren County. And then this cell moving out of Bledsoe County into Ray County. Everything else is just noise right now. This is just some rain and thunder. The tornado watch that was in effect until 10 p.m. has been canceled early, so we have no active watches for any part of the Upper Cumberland weather viewing area or anywhere across Middle or East Tennessee. The severe threat has diminished considerably. We still have a couple stronger storms, again, across the south. We can't 100% rule out one of those becoming severe. But really, if you're anywhere, the severe threat's really low. It's just these last couple of southern storms we have that we're still watching in case they were to intensify a bit more and prompt a severe thunderstorm warning for damaging wind or large hail potential. That's what we're watching at this point right now. But as far as everything else goes, and you know, Cookeville, Sparta, Crossville, Jamestown, all these areas, again, I'm not too concerned at this point. All this is very disorganized. So as long as that continues to be the case, we should be in pretty good shape. It's just the storm here across Warren County, still pretty strong right now. And again, an advisory is in effect until 8:45 for the potential of wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour and half-inch diameter hail as the storm continues to move towards the east. So this is moving towards Spencer, moving towards Pikeville eventually. So that's why we're still hanging out here for a bit longer. But if we can clear this advisory out, if the storm were to weaken a little bit, we go a bit without an advisory, then we may sign off at that point. But with the active advisory. With this still being a pretty strong storm, will remain live for a bit longer. Still got a lot of people watching right now. Certainly, I know a lot of people in Pikeville at that game are watching us right now as they remain in a rain delay, lightning delay. Peggy, all of Fentress County is pretty good to go right now. Responding to one of the comments right now. Just some light to moderate rain, a couple heavier showers, bit of lightning, but that'll be moving out here pretty soon. So Fentress County will soon have the complete, definitive all clear as all this activity continues to push south and east. So feeling pretty good right now. Just need to get these last couple of strong storms on out of here, and we should be in pretty good shape at that point. So we are just hanging out right now. It's currently 8:22 p.m. Central. For those watching in Eastern Time, 9:22. It feels like midnight with the time change. If anybody cares to hear my thoughts on that, I would prefer if we remained in daylight time year-round. Or I have an alternate proposal. What if the entire state were in Eastern Time? I haven't really heard many people talk about that, but if we still have to continue observing, the twice-a-year clock change, if we were at least all in Eastern Time, that would kind of smooth things over a little bit. For those of us in the Central Time Zone, instead of the sun setting at 4:30 in December, it'll set at 5:30, which is a bit more reasonable. I suppose sun will rise a little bit, later in the morning, but again, our friends in Eastern Time Zone, they're used to that, and they seem to be okay with it. So, I don't know, just a thought. The time change. Stephanie says thunder rolling good here in Rock Island. Millie says that's a thought. It is a thought. Everybody says, oh, I'm going to be the politician. We're going to do away with that daylight savings time. And then half the people don't understand what they mean by that. Someone will word it like, well, we'll remain in standard time. People think that's the time we are in the summer, and that's not correct. That we're in daylight time in the summer. We want year-round daylight time if we want that, which I think is what most people support, but it gets really confusing. I do think having the entire state in the same time zone, though, it'd be beneficial, surely. I know for those on the plateau, golly, who have to deal with switching, your cell phones going back and forth between Central and Eastern Time. I know that would have to be very aggravating. I know anytime we go to Pigeon Forge or Knoxville and I stay the night at a hotel or something, my sleep's all messed up. Just, if you think about it, stuff closes an hour earlier in Eastern Time than it does here. Like Walmart's open till 11 here and there. Well, 11 there is 10 o'clock at home. So it just messes with everything. So we all got on the same time zone. If we could at least be on the same page, I think that would help a little bit. Because I certainly don't think we're ever going to be able to fix the time changing thing. It's just too much debate there, and nobody can ever seem to agree on anything with that. And I think switching time zones, I want to say, like the Department of Transportation might be involved in that at the federal level. Like there's a process for that, but I think it could be done though. But right now, this storm here in Warren County, it's still very strong. A lot of lightning occurring with this heavy rain, but it does appear to have weakened a little bit. Some of the latest radar scans coming in. We'll watch another scan come in. It's weakened a little bit more. We'll take a look at this from high top. Looks a little stronger from high top, but again, not overly concerned about this storm. So we're just kind of hanging out. Again, at least till we get this advisory out of here. If this advisory goes away and we go a few minutes without anything replacing it, I'll feel pretty good about South at that point. Severe threat at this point is very, very low for all areas. I want to reiterate that. But I can't say it's zero. And, we're getting later at night now, so I know a lot of people have storm anxiety, so that's why we're here. Sherry says Putnam County, Cookeville area, pretty well clear now. Yeah. Yeah, you are. I'm going to give Cookeville the all clear. Monterey, not. I want to, and I will here in about 5 minutes. Baxter, you have the all clear. Pretty much all of Putnam County just about has the all clear. Let's just get this little bit of storm activity out of Monterey, and then I'll give you the all clear. Jamestown can just about give you all the all clear. And really, when I say that, I mean in the very off chance this little bit of storm activity were to intensify, it's not going to happen. But again, that's why I'm not 100% giving like Grimsley and Clark Range the all clear, even though, yeah, y'all are probably good to go at this point. Cumberland County, we still got a little ways to go. Got this heavier storm activity back in White County. And again, same for y'all in White County. Got these heavier storms here, but all of this is still very disorganized. I don't think it's going to become organized all of a sudden. So, can probably give some more all clears here soon. Again, tornado watch was canceled early, so what little bit remains of our severe threat is just very, very minimal. Even from High Top, Alabama, this radar, this cell here in southern Warren County isn't quite as strong appearing as it was earlier. Got a pretty hefty little cell here in Dayton, maybe through Ray County. So, just a heads up for those farther east of that storm. Might be some hail with that. For those in Pikeville, especially those, the Smith County, Bledsoe County high school football playoff game that was in a rain delay. We got more storm activity moving back into the area with lightning embedded, as we mentioned. But once all this storminess moves through, that'll be it for the night. So again, I don't know what the plan is there, if it's to wait all this out. But if everybody is willing to wait it out, then there will come a point where the storms are over with and football can be played. Just got to get these storms on out of here first, though. I know we've had several people at that game have commented tonight. Of course, a very large following in Smith County we have, so we're actually based out of Smith County. I actually started here, so have a vested interest in taking care of all of our people. I know there were some games taking place in the Chattanooga area. I know South Pittsburgh, Red Bank, some Upper Cumberland teams playing down that way. Y'all should, I imagine your games are probably over with by now. It's Eastern time, but I think all that's Eastern time. But heading home, though, you'll encounter these storms heading back if you're not staying the night down there. So if you're driving back home, just, again, a heads up, you will encounter these storms heading home. Hopefully the severe threat will be diminished. But just watch out for heavy rain, lightning, some wind. But we're slowly but surely winding down here. This advisory is set to expire at 8:45. It's currently 8:29. And the storm is actually getting close to the eastern fringe of the advisory. So, Weather Service Office in Nashville has not extended it further east. Storm is weakening, so good news all around. So this is the vertically integrated liquid. This is one of the products we look at for potential hail. Maybe some small hail here south of McMinnville still. Maybe some peas and dimes, maybe, if that. Maybe a little bit larger hail near Dayton in Ray County, but again, We're pretty well winding down here. I'm going to be honest with y'all. It's what, 8:30. We've not had any warnings in a while. The storm here in Warren County is weakening a bit. Still strong, but it's nothing we can't handle. The chance of anything becoming severe at this point is very, very low. I think we're at a point where we can handle all these storms, and I feel pretty good about signing off at this point and resuming regular coverage. Just to recap, we've had storms move through this evening. They've been rowdy, a lot of lightning. My wife is glaring at me across the room right now because she's tired. She's a school teacher, so she's had a long day. So I think at this point, I feel pretty good about winding down. I want to thank everybody, though, who's tuned in tonight and hung out with us. Again, this is what we do around here. Thankfully, this night did not turn out to be bad, and that's what we're thankful for. Still some rowdiness again across our southern half, but these storms will be moving on out within the next hour to hour and a half. And again, not really seeing any signs of these trying to strengthen or become severe. So with all that being said, we're in a good shape now. If you want to support us, if you want to screenshot this, take a picture of it on your TV, there are all the different ways you can do so. Again, this is what we do here, and it is all greatly appreciated. A few of you did donate tonight, and I'm very appreciative to y'all. It helps pay the bills. It pays for supper. It does a lot of things, and of course, we're trying to grow even more and maybe get to a point where it's not just me here. Maybe I can have a couple people on staff to also help out on nights like these and share the load a little bit so it doesn't get quite as monotonous as it does on nights like these. But it's all greatly appreciated. If you have a local business, want to see your business featured on our Upper Cumberland Weather channel, reach out to us. We have a space there at the bottom for a premier partner for a larger business who really wants to help us to achieve some pretty big goals here in exchange for really one of the best pieces of marketing you could have in this region. That's available. SkyChem Network, that's wide open. Her app will have some opportunities too. So again, lots of things happening. And again, your support is greatly, greatly appreciated. As we sign off from coverage. Again, I thank y'all for tuning in. I am Anthony Taylor live in the Upper Cumberland Weather Studio. I appreciate y'all hanging out with us tonight. Severe threat, pretty much over with. These storms are, again, behaving very much so across our southern half. Just some general storms. This will all move out within the next hour and a half. And then it'll be calm the rest of the night. We'll have another cold front move through tomorrow night. No severe weather with that one. We may get some rain, and it's going to turn much colder for Sunday. Might even have some snow showers Sunday night and Monday morning. We'll talk more about that later on. But for now, I think we're going to sign off here. I'm going to drink some more water because I'm very thirsty right now, and we're going to stretch your legs and get on out of here. So y'all stay safe, and God bless.
You're watching the Upper Cumberland Weather Channel.
CollectCo is your one-stop destination for all things collectible. Vinyl records have soared to popularity in recent years, allowing us to become home to one of the largest collections of albums in the southeastern United States. No matter what artist or genre you're searching for, we probably have it. CollectCo is also an official dealer of Case knives. That next knife you're wanting to purchase is waiting for you right here, so don't delay, come by today. And be sure to follow us on Facebook and YouTube. We host record sales and coin and knife auctions multiple nights a week you won't want to miss. You'll never have to leave your couch to go shopping again. That's CollectCo, located at 101 Short Street, just a couple blocks from the square in Lebanon, Tennessee. Online at shopcollectco.com.
You're watching the Upper Cumberland Weather Channel, the region's first and only 24/7 live network dedicated to current weather conditions, daily forecasts, and breaking severe weather coverage anytime warnings are issued for our viewing area. Our exclusive Tower Cam network brings you a live view of weather threatening our communities on stormy days and images of beautiful sunny skies on fair weather days. No matter the weather, we're always here for you day and night. Keep it tuned to Upper Cumberland Weather.
You're watching the Upper Cumberland Weather Channel.